Hello, good afternoon, SOBs, and welcome to Stream of Blood and today's session of the Neptune Society, an ongoing Call of Cthulhu 7th edition tabletop stream experience. I'm so happy that you guys have come back and joined us again for part 4 of an ongoing storyline we've had taking place in Dickensian London in the 1850s. Our characters have been through a lot. We've followed Wilma Wiggles as a pickpocket through the streets of London. She then teamed up with the two sleuths, Slab Harrington and Archibald Frederiksham. They fought an orangutan with a razor blade. They snuck into the esoteric order of Dagon. And tonight, they face their ultimate nemesis. But before we get into all that, I just have a couple things to remind you about. First of all, Stream of Blood is part of Gen Con this year. Gen Con is, of course, the huge role-playing and board game and strategy game convention that happens every year in Indianapolis. This year, it's going to happen in the Indianapolis of the mind. This year, it is Gen Con Online, and we will be running 4 different shows at Gen Con. We'll have attendee events for both Vampires of Pittsburgh, our regular Wednesday game, and the Neptune Society. And so there will be actual Gen Con attendees playing in those games. And those games will be in canon and in continuity. So the things that the people who signed up for the games do, the things they do in their game will affect the storyline of those 2 games. So I'm really excited about that. We're also going to have adventures featuring our regular cast. So there'll be a part 1 with the Gen Con attendees, part 2 with our regular cast kind of reacting to what happened in part 1. The player seats are sold out for both of our attendee games, the Neptune Society game and the VOP game. But you can watch all of them live here on Stream of Blood. The exception to that being our Vampires of Pittsburgh cast game will be streamed on the Gen Con Twitch channel. And then, of course, all of our games will be available to watch on YouTube 24 hours later. We really highly recommend getting a pass for Gen Con. They're free this year because you're attending it on your computer. So go get a pass. Let us know, or let Gen Con know what you're signing up for, what you're watching, because that helps support us. It helps us go to Gen Con again in the future. It helps Gen Con know who likes what, and we just would appreciate the support. So attend that Gen Con online event. And also follow us on Twitch, follow us on Twitter, and join our Facebook group and our Instagram account because we're all the time doing special extra games. Currently, we had on Friday, we had a little game with the guys from the Glass Cannon Network. The Glass Cannon Network is an incredible array of Pathfinder podcasts and actual play streams. These guys are fantastic. Troy LaValle and Joe O'Brien came over from the Glass Cannon, and we played a game of Blades in the Dark. Blades in the Dark is this incredible Powered by the Apocalypse game by John Harper. It's set in kind of a fantasy steampunk city where you all play criminal crews that are like trying to pull heists. The session we had on Friday was incredible. I highly recommend you, A, check out the Glass Cannon and all the stuff they put out, and also, B, go to YouTube if you weren't there for the live stream and see our crossover with the Glass Cannon podcast. Okay, I think I'm ready to bring in our players. We will do a little bit more of a recap for our players once I get them in here. But first, I just want to bring them in and say hello and get rolling. So, let me bring in first. She's a Stream of Blood and the Neptune Society regular. She is a talented actress. She's an incredible improviser and an awesome role player. And she's playing the part of the street urchin, Wilma Wiggles. Please welcome Becca Scott, everybody.
Thanks for that introduction, Jared. I think you forgot my incredible accent work. It's just beyond compare. It's specifically one region that is exactly what I'm going for at any given time.
Right. I know that you do every dialect, right?
You can quiz me. Yeah, we could do rapid fire. Got them all.
Okay, great. Maybe later, maybe not right now, but
anytime.
But different regions of London you can do, right?
The world. I've got it all.
Okay.
It's not that I study it, it's that I intuit it. I hear
Right.
it once and it goes into my one accent that I do that is all accents.
And you're like, oh, yeah, that's a certain corner of Piccadilly Square. I can recreate that.
Yeah, just that one corner and people that never leave that one corner. Can I also take a quick second to just say I got a bunch of swag from Chaos
Oh,
and I'm very excited.
yeah.
And it's all because you made me so excited about Call of Cthulhu by playing this game on these beautiful Sundays. And so, they were very generous to just keep sending more stuff. So, I even got the color of the book.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, I'm glad that.
Shout out to Chaosium.
And shout out to Becca for being one of the first Neptune Society players to go and buy that rule book and then check me on the rules and help me out with that, because
I'm not checking you. It's not a check. It's just
I like that. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's the one I got myself. It's true.
Yes,
I like rules. I like rules.
Everybody should. That's role-playing games are made of them. We love the rules here.
Not everybody likes rules, but
I love them. I'm a rule abider. Speaking of some other performers who really play by the rules, is that a good intro? This guy's a fantastic comedian. I like to put him in everything that I do or ask him on to everything I do, because he always, I don't know, he makes me laugh harder than anybody else. And he is, you've seen him in films, you've seen him doing stand-up, and he's playing the effete and extremely blue-blooded, almost too blue-blooded investigator Archibald Fredericksham. Please welcome Will Weldon, everybody.
I thought you were giving Gabrus his intro.
No, I like you that much, Will. Isn't that sweet of me?
Wow, what an honor. Can I also plug some swag I got?
Sure.
Yeah, I got this cool insert in a Hollywood Reporter copy I got because I was on the SAG Awards voting. And,
nice.
A couple years ago, I got a bobblehead at a Dodgers game.
Wow, not as cool as Becca's stuff, but yeah, that's
debatable. To some people, way cooler.
I think they lost by like 12 runs that night too, so I don't like to think about it very much.
You're a big baseball fan, a big Dodgers fan.
Not at all. No.
Oh, okay.
It's just fun to eat hot dogs around like 10,000 people.
I was just going to say,
that will never happen again.
Once this game advances the timeline to the era when baseball existed, we should do a Cthulhu meets baseball scenario of some sort.
That sounds fun.
That's really more of a conversation between me and Clint than me and you guys. Okay.
No, man, let's bang it out right now.
You've called the name of the secret keeper.
Oh, yeah. Let me introduce our secret keeper, Clint Trucks. Hey, Clint, how's it going?
Wow,
I have a mouthful of food. Hey, everybody.
Oh, great. Clint is here to help me when I forget a rule or when we just need a little assistance. Clint is helping GM and sending me ideas the whole time we play. Clint.
And when he forgets a rule and I don't correct it, it's because I like that he forgot it. I just leave it be.
Right. Sometimes screw the rules, right? Clint, you're the wind beneath my wings.
Well, did you ever know that you're my hero?
I did know that. Okay, bye. Okay. And let's bring out our final player. I love this guy's character. And I love this guy's podcast and everything he does. He's another talented improviser, hilarious comedian, and he's got a podcast called High and Mighty, where I've been on a couple episodes to discuss fantasy novels. Maybe you want to check those out. Feels like if you're watching this, something you'd be interested in. His character is a man of action and an investigator, playing Slab Harrington, former rugby star. Please welcome Jon Gabrus.
Hi.
Hey, pal.
Yeah, I look at my own picture in the way.
We don't know.
It's good to see you, dude.
Hey, thanks for having me back. This is so exciting.
Well, you guys have made it so fun, and you really kicked the game's ass last time. You got into the esoteric order of Dagon. You got the info you needed, and you got out. It was impressive.
I don't think you're gonna make it so easy this time. Is the feeling I get? Because
we'll see. Once Slab drops his pants, anything can happen.
Right.
Once Slab goes undercover as fully uncovered, things get a little hairy or hairless, really.
Right.
Really flopped
well-
out of control.
Look, as the keeper, it's my responsibility to just give you as many opportunities to get your character naked as possible.
Thank you.
So don't worry, I'll make sure those are there. Let's have a brief recap of the entire storyline of what I am calling Dread Expectations, an adventure in Dickensian London. It started with our first chapter where Wilma Wiggles and her other street urchin friends happened to have pickpocketed a strange glass lens, a crystal lens with weird writing along the perimeter. And after they did that, they were chased by some shady characters. A police officer with a sort of a scaly, mean, kind of a fish-like visage named Sergeant Fluke, and a strange and heretofore unidentified professorial-looking gentleman, a scholarly-looking chap, who chased them around London and tried to nab them and nab that lens back from them.
Professor Spooky, I call him.
Yes, okay. In fact, that'll now be the official name of the character.
I've never said it out loud, but I always thought it.
Wiggles and her friends made it to the Neptune Society in Limehouse, and that lens went into the Neptune Society's collection of odd artifacts. Then that's when Slab and Archibald Fredrickson sort of entered the scene, because there was a robbery of the Neptune Society, and your three characters discovered that the lens was missing. And the only clue was an odd batch of sort of orange hairs at the scene. This led you through a series of different misadventures to confronting an enormous orangutan with a razor blade on some rooftops in Pentonville, a well-to-do area of London. Slab beat up the orangutan, but took some horrible wounds in the process, and Wiggles knocked the orangutan off the roof with an incredible rock throw. Very clutch.
I did do that.
Archibald was also there for much of that.
I did all the cocaine.
Died.
Yes, you did a lot of cocaine, which was helpful.
Please give Wiggles all the credit for killing the orangutan as Slab gets turned inside out by a fucking razor blade.
Totally forgot. I thought
Wiggles
you were so hurt that you had a lot more to do with it, but no, I just flung a rock into its eye.
Someone's got to go up there and take the hard hits before the other person comes in, finishes the job. In our last session last week, our investigators decided to look into the one lead they had. They knew that Sergeant Fluke belonged to some sort of organization called the Esoteric Order of Dagon here in London in 1852, and they decided to go check out that place, which ended up being a very creepy-looking tenement on the edge of Limehouse, hanging out over the Thames, and in an incredible split party infiltration action, Slab swam in through the basement. Wiggles and Archibald, tricked their way in through the front door. They met in a weird temple in the bottom, where they confronted the now transformed into a fish creature, Sergeant Fluke, and long story short, learned that the lens that was stolen from the Neptune Society is being held at a place called Fleet Prison. Now, the last thing that the Deep One, the strange fish-like creature, said to Wilma was he asked her to return the lens to the Order of Dagon when she retrieved it. Now, whether or not the investigators will decide to do that is up to them, but he did make that request and did not eat her, so that was nice of him. Let's do a little bit of leveling up, a little bit of player business, and then we will get right into today's investigation. So I think everybody should go ahead and roll 1d10 and add that much to their luck, because that's how much of your luck comes back.
It's not one.
Yeah, I got a 5.
3
Back up.
whole luck.
3 luck.
4.
A 4. Okay. Looks like Harrington's the luckiest today, and he's going to need it, I'm sure, because he's the one that goes and punches monsters in the face. Now, if you have some checked skills, let me know. Let's start with Wilma Wiggles. Do you have any checked skills from last time?
As you may recall, I used my song and dance to charm this fellow at the door. I also listened quite well.
Great. So you know the routine to improve these two skills. What is your current song and dance skill?
Ooh, so very good. It's a 65. We'll see if we can beat that higher.
Yeah, you got to roll higher, and if you do, you get to add a D10 to it.
Good.
Now,
Too good.
well, the better you are at a skill, the harder it is to improve it. How's your listen roll?
Same, 65. These dice are too good because they're ready for the day.
Yeah, they're ready to roll low, which is what we normally try to do, except when we're leveling up. Okay, Archibald Fredericksham, did you have any checked skills?
Yes, I will be checking spot hidden and intimidation.
Okay, here, intimidation. Yeah, your character could definitely use some of that.
Yeah. That one's not going to be a tough check, I don't think.
Yeah, just try to. Let's do that one first. Try to roll higher than your. What is your current intimidation?
It's 15.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
and
great.
I rolled a 16.
Great. Roll a D10 and add that much to your intimidation. I love that.
3.
I love Fredericksham's got 3 more. He's up to 18 intimidation. Oh, I'm scared. I'm shaking in my boots.
Yeah, hopefully we run into some like babies or something. I can work my magic.
And spot hidden, of course, is always an important skill in Call of Cthulhu, it being a mystery game. So what's your current spot hidden?
It is, I imagine I just beat it. It's 50 and I rolled an 84.
Hey, that's great. Go ahead and roll D10 and add that to your spot hidden.
10.
Hey, that's excellent. All right, so it's up to
Nothing's gonna hide from us, Archibald.
Can't wait to spot things that are then unintimidated by me.
And Slab, do you have any check skills from last time?
Yes, I have swimming, believe it or not.
That's awesome. No, it's great. It's great that I finally had an adventure where swimming came in handy. Go ahead and give yourself what is your current swimming skill?
45.
Let's try to roll above that. I bet we can do it.
I'm like Will Weldon over here. I got a 46.
Beautiful. And add a D10 to that. Roll a D10 and tell me how much you got on that.
That's a 5. I now got a 50 in swimming. Look
That's
out,
beautiful.
rivers and oceans.
Half the time you don't drown. That's excellent. Today's open. You guys can assume that you've returned to the Neptune Society where you have rested up a little bit. If you had like a point of, is anybody damaged? Is anybody hurting?
No.
Okay, great. I didn't think you took any damage last time. You mostly took damage to your mind. So you should be okay. You return to the Neptune Society. You rest up. You're preparing for the next leg of your investigation. And the next morning, the broadsheet, the London Times, has an incredible article stamped across the front cover. Crown jewels stolen. England's most sacred treasure has once again been looted by vandals. Last evening, some minutes after the jewel house was closed to the general public, England's crown jewels were absconded with from the Tower of London. Her Majesty beseeches the populace of London to aid her in bringing the thief to justice. None other than the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Benjamin Disraeli, has personally offered a reward of £1,000 from the government's treasury. Quoth Mr. Disraeli, we call upon this city's greatest intellects to right this most grievous and un-English wrong. And so, is this related to the investigation you're a part of? It's unclear, but I will say that if someone would like to scan the article for clues, they may do so.
Are we like sitting in my adoptive dad's house, Captain Middlemass, just sipping coffee or tea, as it were?
That sounds right. Yes,
Yeah,
I think it would be tea. Yes.
Yeah.
So the sunlight is shining in,
Take, blimey,
and it's a
£1,000.
Yeah, it's a perfect Victorian day, a beautiful garden. carefully cultivated right outside the window as you all sip your tea. Yes, 1,000 pounds.
Can't believe it. I don't need it anymore, but my mindset is still set to being on the streets. You know what I mean, Archibald?
I can't imagine anything I relate to less, actually.
Right.
As a man of constant wealth, I'm afraid your statement has flown right over my head. But what would I check to see if there's anything helpful or any seeming clues in this article?
Well, I'm not going to make you use read English, because I think that you can just read an article in the London Times without a problem. I think that what I would do is make you just roll your intelligence to see if you think of something as you read through all of the text.
I rolled an 81.
Okay. That's not below your intelligence.
Okay. Can I roll?
Archibald,
the
the newspaper's upside down.
Good thing Captain Middlemass taught you to read, Wiggles.
I just learned to read, and it's my new favorite thing. And now I have hard succeeded in finding an idea.
Ooh, that's great. So you find out that the one clue that the Metropolitan Police and the Queen's investigators found at the scene of the crime was a Rothschild's orchid. A Rothschild's orchid.
I didn't know this was going to get political, Logan.
I don't know what Gabrus is referencing, but let's get into it. If there's a place to deal with serious and controversial issues, it's in a role-playing stream about the 1850s.
I do believe that Lovecraft would have considered globalists his enemy. For sure.
Now I get it.
For sure,
I get it. No, I assure you that the name is it's just the name of a flower. It has nothing to do with any sort of anything like that. Look at what people say about the Rothschild if you want to know, the Rothschild family, if you want to know what my friends are referring to.
We're going to do an investigation as to why the Supreme Court is 33% globalists this year.
No, this is just a weird orchid with tiger-striped flowers, which the article even mentions. So
it might be a calling card. Maybe they want credit in the criminal circuit.
Once again, Wiggles has discovered the important part of the detectiving in this little
because I'm a child, so I think differently.
Yes. So what I will do is let Slab and Archibald roll their intelligence again based on that clue, and Wiggles letting them know it's a calling card.
Oh, I got a 14 this time.
There you go.
And I got a 21 underneath my. I'm lower than my intelligence.
Yes. You have heard of this, gentlemen. You have heard. You have heard rumors of a criminal mastermind, a master criminal, a legend among the underworld set, a genius of grift, a maestro of misdeeds, a virtuoso of villainy. Constantine Kane, the Swedenborg of crime.
Swedenborg
of crime, yes. Swedenborg being a famous occultist. So this gentleman, whom you've heard only whispers and frightened rumors of, is an occultist genius who uses magic and the occult to commit crimes.
So Slab thinks for a long period of time after reading the article, then goes, 1,000 pounds is at least 1,000 pints.
Yeah, well, I don't drink yet. I swore it off. Captain made me.
Oh, you got to wait till you're at least 14, Wiggles.
Yeah.
Put hair on your chest or take hair off your chest, whatever you require of the ale. It'll do what it needs to be done.
I don't know which I need. I don't
Really
think
more
I
of
want
a,
that.
it's sort of a situational sort of thing. It really depends on what's going on at any given moment.
Should I expect that with puberty?
Oh,
And
Wiggle.
I'm now just like sweating profusely.
Archibald, look me in the
I'm
eye
afraid
and
I'm
tell
not.
me what
I'm
to
not my
expect.
uncle's nephew. I can't go discussing such things with one such as you.
Archibald, roll your Constitution.
I'm very worried about what your uncle's done to you.
32.
So you succeeded?
No, I'm over my constitution.
Okay.
Because you're just man low.
Archibald passes out from having to speak about puberty with a child.
Oh no, get the smelling salts and
guys
wash
have
them
one
under your
clue.
nose.
You have one clue right now from your last session, and it is a fleet prison. So you may, and you're not sure if you have any clues connected to this crime in the paper, except for the thing that you've just ascertained. So, if you would like to follow up on fleet prison and how you would like to follow up on it, let me know.
Well, gentlemen, I believe that we have 2 crimes to solve now, because anytime I read a crime, I think it's my job. So, do we find this glass that's been stolen from Captain Middlemass? Even though we stole it first, maybe sort of, out of a pocket. But honestly, it was rightfully pickpocketed, if you look at it that way. Or do we find this Constantine Kane you somehow remembered you knew about?
Well, I will say we have been tasked with finding the lens, and I do believe we only receive payments for jobs we've actually been commissioned for. So perhaps we should focus on the lens at the moment, so we can complete that job. And if the king and queen come asking, perhaps then we can get into this crown
Do you
jewels
not see
business.
here? £1,000 reward. The captain, he's given me his food and shelter and love and understanding and education.
Slab grabs his head and is like, I feel like for some reason we should be going after the lens. I feel like the whole my back has been slashed open. A Aquaman saw my genitals. I believe
That was your doing.
well, he didn't have to look.
We all couldn't help but look.
Speaking of you needing a lens at the right moment.
If I look through the lens that you're wearing, it might be more disturbing than I could handle. Well, maybe we need to suit up for heading into a prison, chaps.
I've done a little time myself, so I think I know what we need to do here. Are we going undercover as prisoners, Wiggles?
Well, if you'd like,
That's
you
a
can
great
all make.
idea.
You may all make another intelligence roll about fleet prison. Fleet prison.
I 48. I passed.
You passed. Okay.
I botch it.
I have an extreme success with the 12.
Very good. So here's what happens. Slab is like, time to go undercover as prisoners. Archibald says that I believe that prison was scheduled to be demolished 6 years ago. And Wilma Wiggles, who sticks close to the streets, reveals something very interesting to you. It was scheduled to be demolished, but for some reason it was not. The edifice still stands in the middle of London, along the Fleet River.
Because I found bottle caps behind it. That's why I know I collected them.
Slab starts stretching because he heard river. All right. What you need from me? Let's do this.
Do you have a boat, Slab?
A belt?
A boat?
I do have a boat that we borrowed from the Neptune Society previously. I'm sure
Yes.
they'd let us borrow it again.
Of course, they don't mind you borrowing a dinghy, not at all. So are we going to row down the Fleet River through London and attempt to get into the prison that way?
You know, if we're going to break into a prison, it's usually people breaking out. I'm not sure exactly how to prepare.
Perhaps we should go investigate if we can just stroll through the front door. if it is abandoned after all, there may be a lack of security. I'm not going to roll intelligence on this one. It just seems like a bit of common sense.
And Archibald's been working on his intimidation, so perhaps he could just, make a mean face at the guards, eh?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
earlier
actually
today-
more versed in Italian than I am intimidation. So
I witnessed Archibald this morning shoving a doll and yelling at it. It's some sort of practice to prepare himself for society.
yes, I broke my finger in the process.
'Twas a hard doll, my friend.
So yes, two options are on the table. Maybe you go and you scope it out from the street. And if you'd like to do that, let me know.
Well, Slab is very good at swimming, and I'm very good at persuasion and singing and dancing. Occasionally hitting something with a pebble.
Slab goes, You're right, Wiggles. I put my hand in the middle and I say, same plan as always. I'll swim in naked in the back. You guys dance in the front.
We'll dance in the front.
I do really think we should just check the entrance out before we come into any sort of laborious activity.
While Slab is swimming, you and me, Archibald, you're going to try and just walk in, and I'm going to say I'm visiting me uncle.
I mean, it wasn't just the swimming. You were also covered in sewage last time, Slab. I really think we should just investigate if we can.
I
All right.
don't know if this
Archibald.
smells out of your skin and your hair yet, because I still smell it a little.
Archibald, we can hit them with the old. Remember what we did at Froggy's Pub, where I pretended you pretended to have a
flop around.
The old slab flop around.
Yeah,
no,
that fastball special.
Ladies and gentlemen, are we taking the boat and approaching from the door, sort of as we did?
Out on our own.
Yeah, sure. Take as long as you need.
Wait, I'll pitch. Let's. How about we pretend that we pretend that we don't realize the prison is closed. You guys bring me in, or we bring in Wiggles as a prisoner, and we see if we can at least get all the way up to the front. Like, say we capture a street urchin, a pocket thief, and we bring them up to the front door and see how close we can get. Because someone's clearly living there.
Out of character, I do think we should just go and look at the prison before we make any further plans.
Let's borrow from the Neptune Society.
In character, I think we should go look at the prison from the outside just to see what's going on.
Really good idea, Slab.
Thank you, Wiggles.
Yes.
We came up with this together, just the two of us.
In character, I begin huffing ether like crazy to quell my rage.
You know what? I kind of wish I had a little ether right now. All right. Then setting a new scene. The three, you are approaching. You're still a couple blocks away from where Fleet Prison lies here in the heart of London, and you know that on three sides of it are streets, city streets, and then on one side of it is the Fleet River. So you can approach however you like and kind of scope it out. You can all go at once. You can send somebody ahead to scout ahead. Let me know how you'd like to approach.
Archibald, you should go because you're the bravest.
No, there's no need to make fun of me.
No, I mean it. Yeah.
I do believe it is much more common for street urchins to just sort of be wandering around in the old structures. So perhaps it would be best if you were to check things out, and if anyone kicks up a fuss, you could just remind them that you are poor and have no other place to be that is better at the moment.
Sure, yeah. All right, I'll do it. And if you hear me scream a high note because of my singing, you'll know that's the call.
Very good. So Wiggles, you move along the streets toward the prison, and I can tell you that there are people.
Walk a little sneaky, like nobody, just subtle, not doing anything, not drawing attention.
Being a little stealthy, perhaps, yes?
Yeah, but more like invisible stealth. Like not just normal, just like super normal.
You'd like to be invisible.
Yeah.
Great. I know what you mean. You're just kind of being subtle. I want a stealth roll. I do want a stealth roll because that's a different version of stealth, but I think it would work. Or if you'd like, you could do
not stealthy. I whistled the whole way.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. Let's do this instead. You're now there, and there, like I said, there are 3 sides of the prison. You're looking at the front. Yeah, you're looking at the front edifice right now, and there are people out and about. This is in the middle of the city, and it's the middle of the day, and so there are people milling around in front of it. And I can tell you from here, it looks completely deserted. And a notice on the wall announces it is scheduled for demolition in the year 1846, 6 years ago. It looks completely boarded up. It looks locked up. No one is going in or out. So it doesn't look like going up and knocking on the door would work, but you never know until you try. You can also check out the 2 side streets along it if you'd like. Or let me know anything else you're doing. Are you observing? Or are you using any kind of skill to kind of case the joint?
Yeah, no, I'd like to use, I'm very good at listening. So let me listen as hard as I can and see. Maybe I go up close to the door and I listen.
Okay, very good. So you go up close to the door and you listen. What is your listen skill?
65.
Okay. And I want you to roll it. And if you listen correctly, if you get this, you're going to get a clue. If not, something bad's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's why we sent her, baby.
An adequate success.
An adequate success. A normal success. Okay. So what you hear is you're listening at the door, but then you hear a whistle from the street. You hear a distinct whistle from the street. And when you hear that whistle from the street, you hear a voice inside go, all right, I'm coming. And the door is about to open. What would you like to do?
Guess I gotta hide myself.
It sounds like you might want to hide yourself. So I'm going to allow you to make another stealth roll. Now, I want you to know that the consequences for failing aren't that you're getting caught and suddenly beaten up by evil bad guys. But there may be a consequence for it. What is your stealth? It's not very good, right?
20.
20. Okay, just give it a shot.
Really should have built this character more for the specific needs of street urchin.
That's on me. All right. How did you do?
Big fail.
Okay, no problem. So suddenly, it looks like the doors are completely boarded up, but right where in the middle of the boards, like the door just opens, and a guy gets out with a big ring of keys. And he locks it for a second, and he moves up to a gentleman who you didn't notice previously, who was kind of leaning against one of the gas lights there along the street, and they kind of switch places. That gentleman takes the keys and heads over and opens the door and goes inside. They
don't even notice me?
Oh, well, they do. They actually see a kid on the street, and you notice that. Let's see, which one of them noticed you? Yeah, the first guy that came out, because when he opened the door, you were like right there. He looked right at you, but I
held up my hand. Selling pebbles. You like a pebble? £1 a piece.
He just like made a snot rocket and kept walking. So you're now aware of these guys, and they each have a ring of keys. The guy that's still outside still does too. And you see that these guys just kind of lean against the gas light here. And after a little while, you hear another whistle, and you see that even here outside, a man moves to the gas light, and then another one goes around the corner down one of the side streets that are the perimeter of the prison. So what you have learned is that there are sentries here, and they are watching the place carefully.
Now, Mr. Keeper, can we hear or see what's going on with Wiggles?
You are waiting for Wiggles to return. Wiggles, do you return to your friends and let them know what happened? Unless did Slab get impatient and go to see what's keeping Wiggles?
No, Slab did not. If he were to get impatient, Slab would leap into the river. So it's coming soon, but not just yet. He's sticking to the plan for now.
Can I just observe a little more about the guy that came outside and stood sentry right out front on the lamppost, the gas lamp? just before I go back, I just want to scope him out specifically and see if there's anything distinct about his person or what his face looks like or any of that.
Okay, I think that you could do a psychology roll if you'd like. I can tell you that he looks like people that you've done a lot of business with. Street folk, criminals, swindlers, ne'er-do-wells. He's unkempt. He wears shabby clothes. What is your psychology?
Yeah, 65, and I rolled 46, so I know a thing or two about what's going on in his head.
I would like you to check your psychology, and I want you to know that at the time of the 1850s, this is definitely a psychology observation, which is that this man likes the drink. He likes the drink. Probably if you felt the bumps in his skull, you would see that he is predisposed to enjoying spirits. Or maybe you would count the capillaries in his nose. But this gentleman definitely likes the drink, but currently is not inebriated. He is currently not inebriated.
Okay, so I run back to the other guys and I let them know, I think we could bribe this sentry with the drink. Oh, by the way, they're sentries. Yeah, they're watching. Something's going on in here.
Ooh. And well, how did you tell that they were sentries, Wiggles? Were they communicating with each other in any way?
They got a rotation. It's more of the grunts. That's how you know communication.
Right. Yeah. No whistles or anything? Were they doing anything?
Whistles. There was whistles.
Ooh, do you think we could recreate those whistles in some way, Wilma or Wiggles or myself?
Oh, well, I bet I could recreate from my memory because I'm really good at singing, and that's very similar to whistling, which is definitely something that Becca can do.
What a pile of great plans. I think we have more than one great plan on the table right now. So, I think you also picked up a whistle a couple sessions ago, possibly. Is that true? Nobody has it on their.
I have whatchamacallit, Slab. I have a police whistle that I was given.
Yeah, but that's only for special police occasions, I guess.
I don't know that if it's not on your inventory, that's okay. But you do have a police whistle. I mean, like the gentlemen outside the prison were whistling with their mouths. So maybe the best plan is to have Wiggles do it via singing. Yeah. Or maybe there was someone else suggested something really smart. Oh, the drink. I mean, there's all kinds of things available to you. Let me know what you want to go forward.
Archibald, do you have any drink on you?
Yeah, let's put a bottle of gin under a big box held up by a stick, and then yank the stick out when the guy goes for it.
I don't see why that wouldn't actually work. It's a game. Let's do it.
Like how we caught the stray cats in my backyard.
Your stray cats like gin?
Yeah. It's real rough out there at night.
So I can't use my police
plan that I like.
I think trapping him with some gin and maybe instead of a box, a fucking blow to the head and an outfit steal could be fun and worth it.
Okay, what if I seduce him with your gin that you've got on you, Archibald, and then I run around and then Slab's there and then Slab decks him.
Wiggles, please. We told you not to use the word seduce. It's really upsetting for us to hear.
Yeah, I pass out again.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for not making me ask you to roll it.
Yeah, I pass out again thinking of my uncle's predilections.
Archibald!
No! Oh, goodness. Do you think did the sentries get a good look at you when you were around the prison, Miss Wiggleton?
Well, the one that's out front now, he sort of snotted a big old snot loogie at me. But I don't think he made eye contact.
What did I tell you about being sexual, Wiggles? It's upsetting.
It's unrelated.
Slab, now's not the time for your specific preferences.
Many people thought that I was a sex worker when I was on the street, and I said, no, I'm a pickpocket. Thank you.
I checked my ether bottle, but it's empty. Perhaps you could attempt to play some sort of gin merchant urchin, and as a slab proposed, draw the sentries away, whereupon Slab could give him a good walloping while I stand behind him and offer him silent support.
Yeah, I like that idea. Now I'm remembering, though, I don't like to lie. Makes me feel guilty, and I'm really bad at it. If I have to lie to someone, I can't really fast talk.
Wiggles, don't you worry about that. If we're ever needed someone to both lie and offer up narcotics, Archibald, you're our man.
Yeah, let me check and make sure I.
What is your fast talk skill?
It's nothing. It's 5%.
Yes, sir.
Well, let me put it this way. Not everything will always be dependent on a roll. Maybe the gin will be enough, or maybe you could use persuade with the gin or charm.
Okay. Yeah. I am. All right. I'm gonna go get some good gin first. Though.
Okay.
Like, is there a place to get some good gin?
There certainly is, but I want you to roll your credit rating, and we're gonna find out. Here's what's gonna happen. What is your credit rating again?
You're like giving me chills, just making me think about this.
Give me your credit score, please.
Yeah, it's both in the game and real life. It's 40, as the same joke I made last time.
Great.
Yeah, it's okay.
So,
it's a totally different audience from last time. So.
Archibald, you enjoy the finer things in life, and so you know the proper vice purveyor to go to procure a great bottle of gin, which I think existed by 1852. Regardless, you will roll your credit rating. If you succeed, you will get a top of the line, very tempting bottle. If you fail, you will get some bad rot gut that could make people very sick, and we'll see if the gentleman knows the difference. How'd you do?
I got a 12.
I want you to check your credit rating. Archibald returns with this gorgeous bottle with in a beautiful velvet bag. He's borrowed it from one of the many clubs he's a member of.
Can I see that, Archibald?
Absolutely not. No.
Archibald, we're like partners. We've been working on places for a long time.
Yes,
what is your opinion of me? You don't trust me. I just want to see it.
I do seem to recall one of the pieces of evidence that brought about my dear uncle's downfall was his providing of drink to the very young. So I'm not even going to risk that at the moment.
Archibald!
I will hold it, and you can perhaps observe it from a distance of 4 to 8 feet.
This is ridiculous. You and I have been through hell together. We fought a fish man. You covered my bag, and now you won't even let me hold a bottle. I just want to see the shiny bottle.
Yes, I will say that I do believe my holding a fish man at bay with a one-shot rifle should be more indicative of my level of trust towards you than my refusal to give a 12-year-old a bottle of very fine spirits.
I'm 14 now.
You have it. Are you going to go approach him with it?
Yeah. I'm going to go approach him with it.
Okay.
It's so funny, a velvet bag. It's in a velvet bag. Like, ooh, Crown Royal, so fancy.
Yes,
As a Canadian, I know so many people who would drink it in gutters. Ooh.
Is there a place that we could set up for the cheap shot? Is there can you bring them around a corner?
Yeah, like a dark alley across the street. Yeah.
I think you have enough time, and you've done this kind of thing enough, both you and Wiggles, that you set yourself up at a perfect deserted alleyway. You won't be spotted by anybody, and it's going to be kind of dark. It's going to be kind of hard for him to see who's in there.
Is there a fire escape? Because I want to just climb up above so that I can have Slab's back with a pebble ready to throw.
Drop like an anvil on him as he walks up.
No fire escape.
Even though my strength is 30.
No fire escape per
pebbles.
se, but there are plenty of handholds and little escarpments that you can climb up onto. You're holding on to the edge of a roof. Oh dear, have I frozen?
Yeah.
You have, but
That's okay. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to step out for a second. I would like for Archibald Fredericksham to approach the criminal and please tell me what he's saying to get a guy to go off into an alley and drink gin with him.
Okay, is there a brand name of this this gin?
This is Plymouth. Plymouth.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Where did I just buy it from?
You bought it from
reload.
a distillery.
And what's the name of the distillery? Is it Plymouth Distillery?
Jesus,
You can
Archibald.
decide that.
I don't know why all of this is important,
Well,
but
you'll see, you assholes.
no, it's the Pembroke Distillery.
All right.
Ooh.
I respected. Actually, no, I said it came from one of your clubs, but it is made or it's sold at the Pembroke Distillery. I have to fix my face. Give me 2 seconds. I make sure you have a good speech ready for when I come back.
All right.
Okay, Slab. Now you get ready, whatever you need to do, whether you take your shirt off or I don't know.
Slab
Whatever
strips
you
to
do, getting ready to ambush him. And if you, for whatever reason, get distracted or fall asleep, I'm aiming with my pebble.
Okay, I'll try not to fall asleep in the next couple of minutes. But as Slab, of course, you don't fight with a shirt on. You can get blood on it. So he strips to his waist. I hang my shirt on like a trash can or something that's in the alley, and take off my bowler hat and my spectacles, crack my knuckles, do a couple of twists like I'm getting ready for a rugby match, and I'm ready to get into some fisticuffs here.
Wilma's gonna stretch each finger. Fingerless gloves. That's how you get really good at pebble throwing. Someday,
If Jared never comes back, by the way, this would be a wild experience.
He's just frustrated with us.
we just get to sumo wrestling eventually. Kelly. Archibald, can you believe how he wouldn't let me have some of his booze?
I'm still here. There's no need.
I'm not talking to
address
you
me in the third
anymore.
person.
I'm not talking to you. We're done. Our friendship is over.
I can't see too many faults in losing the friendship of an underage child.
See that talk right there. I'm gonna be a grown up one day, and then you're gonna be sorry.
Well, I'll likely have passed from consumption at that time. So
well, you know what? I wouldn't even be that sad, but I would be sad because I'm a lot more compassionate than you.
During this conversation, I'm taking off like all of my fancy, like my signet ring, and like leaving all my my blunderbuss and all of my like fancy medical books and everything. I'm like leaving them behind a trash can by Slab.
We're not talking about it. As soon as you put down like fancy jewelry, I immediately pick it up and put it on. You don't even respect me.
Wiggles, you're covering me with a pebble when you have a fucking 8-foot blunderbuss strapped to your back. Gee, thanks for using a pebble to protect your teeth.
Well, she's climbed to like the top of the Chrysler building.
With the pebble.
Yeah, so if it hits him, it's gonna just shoot straight through his body. Just split him in half. I'm
actually way more dangerous with a pebble than a blunderbuss, believe it or not.
I believe it. You saved my fucking life with a pebble from an orangutan.
Yeah, you wouldn't think, but there you go. Wow, we figured out so many things.
Okay, great. Great, because the scene is happening now.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear what you're gonna say.
I am. I stroll over to the sentry out of the prison.
He is. He's leaning against that lamppost.
It's just gone again.
Oh no.
Well, he's now given me enough time to come up with a plan and now completely doubt my plan. So it was too much.
Well, he's going to feel real bad about this.
No.
Daddy will be back.
Your plan's going to work. You got to find the guy with the red nose, lure him out here. We'll fucking lump him. We'll take these. We'll put on his clothes and we'll fucking walk in there. Shouldn't be a difficult situation, Archibald. You got this. If shit hits the fan with the guy, just scream or pretend to fall and be weak, and I'll charge over there and fuck up.
Yes, I'll have one of my patented genuine real coughing fits, and you can all come to my aid.
Excellent. And I'll just scream a high note, as I tend to do.
I still remember when we were on the piss at a footy match, and you smeared that blood-filled handkerchief on a rival footy team's forehead. It's kind of brutal to watch, Archibald.
I pass out again, just thinking of the physical confrontation.
You were in a sporting match. Oh, do we have I take off my fingerless glove and slap you around.
Archibald! We've painted 3 times on us.
Good, it'll give me some authenticity when I have to go up and talk to this guy. Just being, like, beaten and bloodied.
So, did somebody kill Jared? Was it the orangutan?
Hey, Jared's had a little bit of service trouble in his neighborhood, but he's back now. Goodbye.
I don't believe you. Oh, I do believe you.
Sorry, guys. Apparently, my internet is from the 1850s.
Oh!
Here
There's
we
a
go.
guy at AT&T watching this and just sobbing his eyes out now.
Apologize for the delay, but these things happen when you sit at home with your friends playing role-playing games, and suddenly your GM has to go get divorced from his wife or something.
Okay, all right. Let's not. We don't need any divorced guy comments. Okay, all right.
Sorry, that happened to me one time. Okay.
Oh, really?
That did happen. I can confirm. I was at that game.
Yes.
It happened. Sorry. Bye.
Okay.
The worst.
But we can laugh about it now.
We could laugh about it if as it happened. Like, what do you mean now?
Guys, games are very important, but marriages are more important. Let's just all keep that in mind. Okay.
Amen.
So, Archibald, let's get into this prison. Tell me what you do. You walk up. The gentleman's leaning against the lamppost. He's got a cigarette in his mouth. He's taking a heavy drag. His like narrow eyes kind of pick you out of the crowd as you approach him. What are you doing?
Well, first of all, I can't stop thinking about failing my role to keep my marriage together. Like just rolling a full 100 and being like, shit.
And when your wife tells you what your score is, when you're like, well, I think I have like an 85 in marriage, she's like,
oh dear, oh no.
Yeah. Let me show
She
you your
looks
sheet.
over at your like dirty laundry all over the apartment. No, you don't. I go up to him and I was saying I've like discarded all of my like I took off my signet ring. I took off all of my like indicators of wealth.
I'm wearing them all.
And I go over to this guy and I'm like, hello there, sir. I represent the Pembroke Distillery, and I'm out today. You seem like someone who appreciates a fine gin, do you not?
Maybe I do.
Well,
who's asking?
Well, I'm asking. As I said, I come from the Pembroke Distillery, and it's a very competitive market at the moment. I'm not going to lie, but we believe we have created the finest spirit around. But before we really truly release it out to the public, I wanted to go out and test it with people who truly seem like they appreciate a good, fine drink, and that can't be done in rooms of fancy halls and such. The rich, they don't have a sense of taste the way you and I do. The people who truly need a good drink after a difficult work or after beating off urchins with canes and sticks and such. So I was wondering if you might join me for a nip somewhere where, of course, the police won't be able to spot us. And you could perhaps let me know what you think of it as we truly pair the flavor of juniper berries down to its most perfect elements.
All right. Let me get this straight.
Yes.
You're picking random people off the street.
No, not random. People who clearly appreciate a fine, excellent drink. You look around. There are other people wandering the streets. Have I approached any of them? No. I've approached only you. Because
You're saying I look like a drunk.
No, I'm saying you look like a man who appreciates a good, fine drink. Drunks do not. Drunks will drink anything, my friend.
Here we go. Here's what's going to happen to the roll. What is your normal charm skill?
It's whatever's on my sheet plus 1.
15.
46.
Okay. Now, you did lie, which is usually the purview of fast talk. You didn't just try to be chummy with him. You lied. So I would normally give you a penalty die because or I would make it hard. But I tell you what, here's what I'm going to do. That speech was incredible. And you used all of those different details to make it work. And the guy really likes to drink. And you got a really nice bottle of gin.
Yeah, the sun is hitting it perfectly and just reflecting a rainbow onto his face.
Roll an unaltered charm roll and tell me what you got.
What's unaltered? I can't use luck or.
Well, no, you could use luck. I'm just saying I was normally going to give you a penalty, but I'm not even going to give you the penalty. But I'm also not going to give you bonuses for all this cool stuff you did.
I got a 47, so I'm going to use that 1 luck point.
The luck point is that the wind kind of shifts, and he just gets a whiff of it because you had the cap open, and he's like, all right, yeah, let's do this. And he's coming around the corner with Archibald now. How is this portion of the grift working?
Archibald knows we've done this to a number of different people over the years, some for work and some for fun. And so Archibald is going to lead him just past me where I'm hiding in the shadows so I can get a full-on cheap shot from behind. Or depending on Archibald knows, depending on the geography, he might stop and have the guy turn around and have a drink. Something that puts the guy's back to me so I can give him a punch in the base of the medulla.
Okay, they're both
perfectly still so no one sees me up above.
They're both in the alley. They're both sipping the gin. The guy's like, this is good stuff, this. His back is to you.
Wait, what do you think of how do you feel about the after currents?
After currents?
Yes, what sort of remains on the flavor that remains in your mouth as you as you swallow and just sort of savor the moment.
Kind of like
I take a swing in the middle of this guy's answer.
Okay, great. Here's what I'm going to do for your cheap shot. I'm going to let you double the damage you normally do with a punch. And if you can do
head off.
Well, if you can do more than half his HP, you knock him out, right? That's like a danger when you lose more than half your HP in a single hit. You can fall unconscious. I'm going to say if you can do more than half, you knock him out. So I'm not even going to make you roll for the punch because I think he's just a sitting duck there. Slab knows how to punch people. I want you to roll your damage.
Okay. So that's 2d3 plus my damage bonus, or 1d3 plus my damage bonus times 2.
That's
Pen
right.
gas. Pen gas?
Yeah. So a d3, and I think your damage bonus is a d4, right? So
yeah,
roll a d.
Sorry.
No, you got it. What? How did you do?
I rolled a 3 and then a 2 with my damage bonus, so a 5.
That's 5.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And
am I doubling that?
I said I'd double that. Slab, you hit him so hard.
Straight in the next week.
It's not that he's unconscious. It's like you think, okay, you guys are all like, good God. Because Slab just took down all of his HP and the guy's like leaving like a puddle of blood.
His face is inverted. There is a fist-shaped hole in the middle of his face.
My God, man, his shoes are still where he was standing.
And Wiggles, that is why you take your shirt off before you fight. And I take my shirt off back and start putting it back on. And
I start putting mine back on. I had an undershirt, but I just Lab's a good mentor.
Guys,
I
don't
didn't trust him, but I tried it.
of all the things to get canceled for, don't make me get canceled for this. Okay. Great. Well, the man is dying, but you can callously leave him lying there, or you can move on, or you can help him.
I was going to say, those are the same thing.
Yes.
I'm going to say a prayer and then leave him.
I'm going to lean down and go, how's the aftercurrent now, bitch?
Using bitch in the way a real innovator and forward-thinking person would.
No,
I don't have
I think we
coins, so
should.
just put pebbles over his eyes, like for the river Styx. Read about
Archibald, you haven't left yet. Could you make an intelligence roll for me?
Yes. 54.
You remember to grab the keys out of his.
Yeah, and also, can I like bandage up his head?
Keep him alive.
Give him a first aid roll, my friend. What is your first aid skill? 30?
First aid. I don't have. Oh, yeah, it's just 30.
Okay, give it a shot.
I'll stay and help with that. I don't want to kill somebody.
No, you already walked away.
I got a 25.
Guess what? The guy is not gonna die. But
I don't want him to wake up either. Like
no, he's not gonna wake up.
I want to ether him again.
No, he's just not gonna bleed out in this alleyway.
Okay.
I think that even if he were to regain consciousness, he wouldn't exactly be back in the action, if you know what I mean.
He's not gonna remember who we are or who he is or
ever.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna.
He's not gonna walk again.
Yeah.
He's not gonna play football anytime soon. Yeah.
So what now, lady and gentlemen? You have keys. What would you like to do?
Did he have any other like clothing that was similar between the sentries?
That's very interesting. What an interesting question,
Wait,
Wiggles.
we got to go back.
Just say yes or no.
He had
Don't act like you don't know.
He had an interesting jacket. He had a jacket with a weird, it's shabby old jacket that a patch has been sewn into. And as you're kind of getting the keys out of his jacket and everything, you notice that a patch has been sewn into the back with a weird like tetragrammaton kind of occult symbol on it.
I pulled the jacket off of his body and I put it on as Archibald's bandaging his head. Because I left and then I walked back because Archibald wasn't coming.
Very good. Very well done. All right. Now what?
It's really big on me too.
It is. Yeah, it's hanging off of you. But there's a weird little kind of a feeling you get once you put it on. Once that patch hits your back, there's just for a second you feel like a little heart palpitation, like something has affected the ether around you.
Can I roll to see if it's got any juju in it?
Occult will allow you to find that out, or Cthulhu Mythos.
I think I will roll occult. I'm not skilled enough in these things to know.
Yeah, that's okay. You have it on, and perhaps it will provide you some sort of protection.
Fellas, let's just walk in the front door and say, well, I'll do the whistle from outside the door, and then when they switch, we'll just say, yeah, we're a team of 3, right? That'll work.
Why wouldn't we just go in with the keys that we got?
Because there's a guy in there. We want him to come out when he thinks it's time.
Now the issue with the whistle is if we whistle, we might draw out too many guards that even the might of a shirtless slab wouldn't be able to
When
handle.
I was standing there, the whistle happened from the street, and that meant that whoever's inside goes outside, whoever's outside goes around.
Does it seem like it's I guess you went.
I just do the
Never
whistle.
mind. I'm just thinking out loud.
Oh, you whistle.
I just not. Yeah, go do it. Wiggles.
All right. You whistle, and that's when a gentleman comes out of the building, and he looks over to the lamppost where someone is supposed to be standing, but no one is standing there. He gets a alarmed look on his face, and he whistles really hard again, and then in like a different order, like
that's on the new one. Did I have to be by the gas lab?
oh, you've walked up and you've told him this.
Yeah, we were. I assume we were in the vicinity of the door when.
Well, that's a fair assumption to make because you were just right around the corner in an alley. So Wiggles has now approached this man after whistling to bring him out. She has now approached this man and is like, "I'm the new guard." The guard or the sentry, another criminal cuss, looks down at you. By the way, unless you state otherwise, gentlemen, I'm going to assume you're still back in the alleyway watching Wiggles take this extraordinary action.
I'll show you why they hired me.
If we can get a little closer without being seen, I'd like to do that. Like if there's like a place that we can cut the distance down between the two of us, but
like out of eyesight of the opening in the door. But like
great. Give me stealth rolls. What are your stealths, gentlemen?
Bad.
Oh boy. Yeah. I've got 40.
Okay. If you're going to be spotted if you fail this.
Pass.
I did
Check
not.
it.
I got a 70.
That's okay. I'm going to say that this was a group action that Slab led. So Slab, take a point of sanity loss for how bad Archibald is at this every time you have to help him sneak into a place. And you arrive much closer. You actually are like, even though you're like a broad-shouldered guy, you're able to hold you and Archibald right even with another gas lamp, so that you're able to look down at the gas lamp.
It's that Chris Farley energy.
Yes. So Wiggles, the guy's like looking down at you with like a skeptical look on his face, and other gentlemen, he's done like a compound whistle, and other gentlemen are coming around from the side streets. Yes.
Now, before all of you men stop, there's a reason this young girl was hired as a guard. You see that bottle over there? And then I aim up, and I'm going to throw a pebble as hard as I can at the bottle from really far away, so they're going to be like, oh my God.
Okay. Okay, you can do that. I'm going to allow you to do that. Go ahead and
try to show off.
What is your throw skill?
You want to know why they made me a guard? My throw is 61.
Okay, let's see if you can get under 61.
Yep, got it.
Got it. All right. You throw, the bottle shatters completely, and they all go, oh, and then they turn to you and go, but you're that little kid the boss wanted us to bring in a week ago. So I think we're going to capture you now.
Wait, what? What boss? Who's your boss? No.
It's now time to go into a combat. I didn't expect a combat to happen out here in the middle of the streets of London, but it is happening. And so here's what's going to happen. Let's see. These guys, there are currently 3 of them all together. They're standing right beside Wiggles. Gentlemen, you are right down the street. I would say you're less than 20 feet away, like at another gaslight post. There are other people on the street. Like I said, it's the middle of the day. So there are coaches occasionally going by. There are wagons and things like that. But right now you are across the street from the prison, just to make sure you understand how you're oriented. You're not right outside the door. You're kind of across the street. Here we go. These guys have a dex of 45. 55. Who has 55? And what is your dex, Archibald?
40.
And I'm 50.
Okay, that's easy. So it's Wiggles first, then Slab, then the sentries, and then Archibald. So unless someone pulls a gun, in which case that person goes first. None of these guys have guns yet.
Hell yeah.
Pulled
because it makes you feel like a big man.
Yeah. So
gun's a great equalizer.
A couple of them grab me by the shoulders.
I just want to be clear, firing a gun, even in the streets of 1852 London, would be probably a bad idea. Okay. So, Wiggles, you go first. They are reaching for you.
Oh, so they haven't grabbed me yet?
Nope.
Okay. So here's what I want to do. I want to duck down, and I'm ambidextrous, So I'm going to punch 2 of them right in the junk simultaneously.
Okay, so as a young street urchin, you want to punch 2 hardened criminals in the face at once.
No, in the
their junk.
balls. Yeah,
in their junk. Well,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna allow you to attempt this, but you need to give me the roll with a penalty die. A penalty die. So that means you roll the 10s die twice and take the higher, the worse of the 2 rolls. And you're rolling your fighting. What is your fighting skill?
42.
Oh, that's not too bad.
I know, that's why I used 2 of these. Okay.
Let's give it a shot. This is going to be an incredible roll if it works.
Got the first one.
Okay, yeah, but you're trying to hit 2 at once.
Yeah, so I'm left-handed, but my right hand's not so good. It's utter shit, actually, if you ask me.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll that your little gambit there didn't quite work out for you. You tried to punch both of them in the penis at once, but you kind of like one of them like jumps back and kind of gets out of the way. So you can do. I will allow you to do damage to one of them.
Yeah. Okay. Unarmed 1d3. 2 damage to his
2
junk.
damage, but it is his junk, so he's kind of like doubled over. Let's see how he does on his con roll. He makes it, so he's not really doubled over and stunned. Sorry.
He's used to it, huh?
I guess that happens to him all the time, or maybe it's a lady in like an old beat top hat. So it's now
It
Slab's
still
turn.
hurts, even for late. Like, it doesn't matter what you got down there. It
Not
doesn't
the
hurt a lot.
same. Not the same.
It's not quite the same. Slab, it's your turn, my friend.
This is outside the game. Is there like a famous local like soccer club, like a football team that everyone supports, or like is there like a classic rivalry for this area like that I would know about as like a jock?
I believe that football, the way that we understand it now, has not been invented yet. But
well,
rugby
soccer.
did exist
Soccer.
already.
Sorry, soccer. I'm using the parlance of the. This is Dickensian after all, so I'm just trying to play by your rules.
Maybe there are local teams. Ahistorical. Just let the chat know the history books may not have remembered this, but the London Deacons are a huge unofficial secret soccer club at the time. Sure.
I turn to Archibald and jokingly say, "See you out there, bud." I sprint into the fight and I scream, "Wait, London Deacons!" I scream,
The Deacons.
"Come on, Deacons! This one!" And I'm putting out some cover that this fight is just about some sort of soccer hooligan.
You're inventing hooliganism.
Yeah. I'm like covering for my action and my plan is to run full head of steam and leap full-bodied into the crowd of bad guys. into the crowd of guys.
We're going for all of them at once.
I'm just going
belly flop onto all of them.
I'm going full like when my cousin Vinny punches out the guy for the money when he does like a full body punch and tackles him with his body. I'm going for that move.
This occult mystery was partially inspired by my cousin Vinny, so thanks for referencing that. I'm going to give you the same deal I gave Wiggles. If you can roll with disadvantage with a 1 penalty die, if you can get it, you're going to knock all these guys at once, like knock them all down at once, like 10 pins. Okay, so let's see how you do. What's your fighting skill?
I have a 75. How do I use penalty die?
You're going to roll the 10s again. You're going
to
roll
have to
twice.
Use the worst one.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, I remember this now. Okay, 71 and a 41. 71 and a 41. So
you made it both times. That means you made it. Slab suddenly comes out from behind this gas lamp and tackles all of these guys. He goes, "Come on, Deacons!" and just tackles 3 guys at once, and they all hit the ground. Slab, do your damage. I'm going to let you do your damage to all 3, honestly.
Okay.
And check your fighting.
All right. Oh, nice. And then, and then plus 1d4.
Mm-hmm.
that's a 1. So 3 plus 4 damage to what? I don't need to roll damage for all of them. Is it like 4 to all of them?
Yeah, well, I'll just give it to all of them at once.
Cool. So it's 4. Yeah, I'm
It's 4 to
checking
all of
fighting.
them.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the punch I'm talking about. Thank you for helping.
That's incredible. They're all down on the ground because Slab did that. They're not out of the fight, but they're in a bad place, and it's their turn.
And the place is about to get way worse for these guys.
Yeah, they're gonna try to get up. They're gonna try to get up here. Let me see here. Oh God, here we go. Okay. So, wow, I'm so glad that that's happened.
Can't believe you succeeded before it did.
Like that's how you got to fight, bro. I get it. Okay, you have these guys all failed at like kind of a dex roll to kind of get their bearings or get you off of them, like a strength or a dex roll to kind of get their bearings, get you off of them. So Slab is currently holding down 3 guys. Archibald, Fredericksham. Oh, actually, they're gonna. Let's see. One of them's gonna attack him though. One of them's gonna attack him. And that person is going to score a critical hit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Really scary. Okay.
This is how I want to die.
Yeah. Okay. That person is going to do 5 damage to Slab.
Okay.
And what happened was Slab is they kind of managed to get their knife out and like give you a poke. But you were still holding all these guys down.
I screamed, my fucking shirt!
Yeah.
This is why I hate fighting with a shirt on!
This is a down and dirty street fight. People are now screaming and running out of the way. Archibald Fredericksham, it's your turn.
So are there any coppers or anything around? Like
right now, no. And you really don't want the Metropolitan Police to show up because they're a bunch of evil drunks who just beat everybody and figure out who was responsible later.
Okay. I can close the distance over to the guys in one.
Certainly.
So I slip my brass knuckles on as I'm running over.
You mean the brass knuckles that Slab gave you back in your early investigations?
Yeah, sure. Okay, whatever the flavor you want to add. Yeah, yeah. We took him off. We took him off some dead widow we failed to save. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I run over, and as I'm running over, I scream. These madmen are trying to steal my urchin. She belongs to me. And then I just like the one that has his knife out. I just like crack him in the head with my brass knuckles that I've
Great.
on.
Give me that fighting roll. What is your fighting skill?
It's only 25.
Okay. Well, it probably means you'll check it if you make this because you're not very good at it. So if you succeed, it's a major moment for you.
Well, I did roll a 30, so I'm gonna kill those 5 luck points to like get him.
Do it. That's a great idea. And so now you're going to do your D3 for punching someone plus your brass knuckles damage.
D3. What are my brass knuckles damage?
Do you have that?
Yeah. So it says damage 1d3 plus 1 plus 1d4. That's the total damage.
I think so.
I hope I don't kill this man.
I mean, at this point, he's stabbing your partner in the middle of a sunny street. You know.
So I got, oh God, I got 7 total.
7. Okay. So the guy, so this guy's out of the fight. And I'm gonna ask you you can't check it because you did have to use luck, but it's kind of like you got in a lucky blow. You were just kind of like throwing punches and you just broke some teeth. This guy is out. He's out of the fight. There are 2 more of them left, and we go back to Wiggles' turn.
Are there any broken bottles or whole bottles? I assume because the guy we dragged in the alleyway, this is his spot typically. There's maybe.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's the broken bottle that you threw a rock at. It fell off of the ledge. It's like right there near you.
Okay, I want to grab it and I'm gonna throw this thing at guy number 2's head.
Great.
Or maybe the jugular. And I assume that, Slab's got a little insulation from if I miss, because, the guy with the knife was on top.
I think that if you make this, you'll make it without hurting Slab. I think that's fair.
It's okay if you do, Wiggles. It's all part of the scrum. Whatever happens, happens.
Time for a scrump. So a crit failure is 96 and up, right?
I think so.
So I want to push this roll.
That's a good idea. So Wiggles is going to push, which means she has to. Oh, you can't push in combat, Wiggles. It is a rule in the rule book.
I didn't
Wiggles, this is terrible. Something terrible has happened.
I'm far away, though.
Wiggles, I told you that you could probably do it without hitting Slab.
Slab. I rolled a 95, by the way.
Slab is like, get him, Wiggles, get him, and you throw the bottle, and it smashes right into Slab's face.
I'm so sorry.
My fucking shirt!
Wiggles, for a broken bottle, I say do a D4 of damage.
I have to roll? No. Who's rolling?
I think you will.
Roll,
I think you will.
You're rolling like shit, so roll for low damage, please.
So it's a 3, so that's going to be 1. But then you cut it in. You roll up when you cut it in half, right?
What? It's not half.
I rolled a 3.
So he
On a
takes
6.
3 more damage.
Wasn't it a D?
Oh, a D3. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's
you rolled
2.
a 3. That's 2. That's 2. So Slab takes 2 more damage. And Slab, how are you doing on HP?
I just was about to ask this question. I have now reached my halfway point of HP. Does that mean I go unconscious, or is that if it's in one blow?
If it's in one blow.
Okay, cool. I'm at 7.
Okay, you're doing all right. That means it's your turn, my friend. It's your turn. There are 2 guys. There are 2
Just
guys
trying to
left.
make you angrier, Slab. Use it.
Would it take my whole turn to take my shirt off?
No, I think that Slab, you've perfected it to where you just kind of flex a certain way and it kind of pops off.
All right.
Yeah, you have a button-up Hawaiian shirt on.
Actually, Slab, give me a dex roll to see if you are able to perfectly execute your throw your shirt off in one move maneuver.
Yeah, like butter, baby.
Slab, you perfectly won't flex your shirt off, and then you can make your next attack with a bonus die. Who are you attacking?
Whichever one of the 2 guys is closest, and I mean, just for flavor, I don't want to do called shots, but just for storytelling flavor, I'm just gonna fucking give him have his head hit in between my elbow and the fucking street.
Okay.
Classic finishing move.
Yeah, you're curb elbowing him. Here we go. Give me that attack with the bonus die. I gave it to you for your excellent shirt removal maneuver.
All right, I rolled a 45.
Okay, so you hit. No need to roll that second die, and tell me how much damage you do, friend.
D4, D3 plus D4. Stand by. 1 plus 1. Okay. It's pretty easy math. I do 2 damage.
Okay.
I'm like 1 plus 1. Okay, and that's 2. Got it.
Okay, that's actually So the one Wiggles kind of hit with her little crotch shot initially. That guy is really, really hurting now, and I don't think he's able to get up. He's got only a couple HP left, and there's one other guy who looks pretty sturdy, and it is their turn. So this time, this guy doesn't make it up again. He's still kind of trying to push you off, and he's unable to do it. And this guy does take a shot at you, though, Slab. He can't really reach Wiggles or Archibald because you're kind of blocking them. And he fails his attack. So he's not able to get a shot off on you. Okay, and that brings us to Archibald Fredericksham.
Okay, I'm are there still have everybody around us is scattered?
That's right. I mean, someone even like left their like wagon that was like being pulled by a mule or whatever. Like,
let's give that mule some coke.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Are you looking for something specific?
No, I was just checking to see if there were people around because I'm gonna fucking click. I don't even know how they work. I'm just gonna put the pistol to the guy who's healthy. I'm just gonna put it to his head, and be like, that's quite enough of that already.
Wait, are we seeing Archibald Fredericksham Intimidation live?
It does seem that we are. Archibald.
Oh, strap the fuck in, stream of blood watchers.
No, it's not. No, I'm simply trying to persuade the man.
No, this is definitely intimidation, but I have good news for you, Archibald. Because you've put a gun to his head, it's a little easier, right? So
I should think so.
Add a bonus die.
Because you put a gun to his head.
It means roll your skill twice, but the 10s die that take the better of the two rolls.
Oh, okay. So like with advantage.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay, not that one. 14, baby.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. By the way, the idea of failing on this is really funny. Don't move, asshole.
Fuck you.
Check that intimidation.
He puts it in his mouth. I dare you to.
Check that intimidation skill, and he puts his hands up and he goes, all right. I surrender.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other guy is spitting up blood, so this combat is effectively over.
I think we want to take him with us. Let's keep the gun trained on him and let's head inside.
You hear somewhere far off the ding dong of a police coach, so it probably is time to head inside. Are you taking these guys with you as hostages?
The other bodies? Yeah.
See, I think, I guess a little metagaming. I think Slab should also knock this guy out. And then I can just leave the bottle of booze behind as we go inside. So when the police show up, they just think 3 drunks got into a fight over this bottle of gin. Because the police will be like, look at this nice bottle of gin. Of course these guys fought over this thing.
I love this plan. Is this the plan we're going with?
Yeah.
Before Archibald comes back from metagame to say the line, Slab is already wound up to punch the last waking guy.
All right. It now looks like there was just some sort of brawl involving perhaps overindulgence in spirits. And the last man there is no last man standing. There is a drunk now just laying on the curb with an open bottle of gin on top of him. As you all head with your other hostage, right? You've got one more hostage. Are you taking them in, or are you going without them?
Oh, I thought we should knock all of them out.
That's the
knock everybody out.
Great, they're all knocked out. out.
And I take a quick nip before I set it down because I did pay for it.
Yeah, I take a swig and pour some on my knife wound.
I put out my hand to be past the bottle next.
I slap your hand away.
Hey!
Great, and I'm proud to announce.
On here.
I'm proud to announce that at an hour and 36 minutes, we have entered the adventure location.
Wait, I'm sorry. And before we do that, are all these guys wearing those coats with the emblems?
They are.
Yeah, we should all strap up. We should all suit up. Yeah.
Very nicely done.
Yeah.
So
I put my shirt back on, and then I guess I put a jacket on top.
Although the buttons are gone, I assume.
I'm not going to need those in case we run into any more bad guys.
So, I mean, get a good look, everybody, and it will be available on YouTube tomorrow. So you guys get up. You're going to use the key in the door, right? You're going to go inside. And as you go inside, I would like for everybody to make a spot hidden roll.
No.
I'm guessing Slab forgot to open his eyes as he walked in.
That makes sense. He's got other things on his mind.
I rolled a 91.
I got a 58.
You notice, and I'm not going to ask you to check because you've already done the thing that would protect you or that would handle this. An image that seems to match the weird patches inside the jackets is kind of above the door. It looks a little bit like an eye. And as you go in, you feel like you've passed through kind of a strange aura. But now you are inside of Fleet Prison, and you are in the part of the prison they might call the ditch. Immediately upon entering the front gate, you find yourselves in a cramped lane between two large edifices. On the left is a building that is labeled as Commons. And on the right, a building, a wing that is labeled as Masters. All right. This ditch, you also looking down this little lane, you see that there is also a coach. And that if you keep going down this little lane, you come to a high wall that presumably looks out over the river.
Slab, you want to swim?
Fuck, say no more.
might leave a little blood in the water is my concern.
So we're looking for the lens, and we're going to find it. We know it's here. Because the sea monster said it, and they don't lie.
First aid.
Right.
Oh, can I also try and, is there any, can I try and just, patch Slab up real quick, too? Even just,
Absolutely.
bandage?
You can give Slab some first aid right now. Mm-hmm.
All right.
While they're doing that, can I roll my intelligence to see what I know about what would be located in a commons versus a master's building?
I think you would. Yes, you may. Yes.
I rolled.
Got it.
Do I have to roll under, or can I roll the number or under?
You can roll the number or under.
Okay, I rolled a 30.
Great. So with your first aid, Slab will get 1 HP of damage back.
Hell yeah, thank you.
And
Hey, don't spend it all in one place.
Call of Cthulhu is a tough game. So,
Can I also try and be helped? Never mind. I already.
You may if you'd like. You
Well,
You guys
rolled-
are
I think
taking
you've
a
done
moment.
enough with that little bottle incident.
I rolled a 48 to find out a little bit more about the commons and the masters buildings. What's
So
in
you
it?
succeeded, and what you realize is that the Commons was the this was mostly like a debtor's prison, but the Commons was the more higher security wing where low class prisoners were kept in very harsh conditions, and the Masters was the wing for patricians and members of the privileged class, where each of them had their own apartment.
Burn it down, I say. But first, we should search inside the masters. I feel like whoever took this lens, they were more of a higher class.
Yes, there's no need to be delicate about it. They were hideous perverts and will absolutely be in the pervert wing of the prison.
Yeah, that's what I meant, but I didn't want to say it because you might thank your uncle. Anyway,
My nose starts to bleed a little
did you
bit.
call that patching him up? Can I help a bit on? You need to learn how to wrap a bandage properly. Is that all right if I roll?
You may.
Yeah, we did it. We patched you up.
Great.
Oh, thank you.
So take another HP of healing from Wiggles.
And that's the total amount that I did with that bottle. So sorry.
These things happen. I mean, when you get into a scuffle and bottles go flying, these things happen. All right, so there is a door to the master's wing standing in front of you, and you can see that if you go all the way down the lane, there's another door to get in.
So should one of us go in the far door? Maybe I can listen at the door.
Let's do that. I like it. Let's not charge in there just yet.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
going to listen at the door.
Very good.
But, I also am whistling again, stuck in my head that tune they were doing.
Well, that's okay. Look, I think when you listen at this door that's like nearer to the front gate, you hear nothing. It seems quiet inside.
Slab, you want to go first?
Of course I do. I try the knob softly. Is it unlocked? Is it or is it even a knob?
There is a knob, and it is locked. But I believe you have a rig of keys.
I think we have 8 at this point. But
Right.
Who's holding them?
Trying a couple of the keys, suddenly it clicks over. You haven't made a lot of noise yet, and the door will open now. Would you like to look inside?
Yeah.
Great. You come into a long hall, and it's just one long hall that runs the entire length of this narrow building. And there are 10 doors, 5 on one side, 5 on the other. And the ones immediately near you, you can see that one of the doors leads to a stairwell that goes upward. That's on your right. And then on your left, there is a open door. It's open. And you see an office with like old ledgers and a big desk, maps of London kind of posted up around the office, and little lanterns to light when you're in there working. But currently, it is empty and quiet and dark.
Search this room.
Yeah, does all that stuff look new? Like it's been there post scheduled demolition, or is it like covered in dust and shit?
It looks new. And the other thing you notice is that even though this at one point would have been an entire apartment for a prisoner, they've just turned this entire apartment into one big lavish office, a little bit like the thing behind me.
Ooh.
Yeah, your office, your famous office we're always begging you to hang out in.
My famous office in Highland Park, where the internet flows like honey. Okay, so
can I roll to search the room?
You certainly can. What are you using?
Maybe we all should.
Yeah, can I use library use?
If I can use anything except, can I listen?
You may use library use. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I rolled an 87.
Okay. You're kind of like opening ledgers, going through them. It's just a lot of accounting stuff. You're throwing them aside.
I'm soaking the books in ether and huffing them. Yeah.
Can I navigate my way through this room?
Actually, you may if you'd like. Actually, you may use navigation while you're looking at the maps.
I understand. Oh yeah. Okay. Ooh, I think my dice are broken.
You don't know what all this means. It's a little bit above your pay grade. You can, yes, Slab. Do you want to try something?
I'll do a spot hidden. I'll like whatever that searching drawers, feeling around the undersides of shelves and shit.
That makes sense. Go ahead and do that.
I passed 34 to.
Slab, you find a letter that Fredericksham just threw aside. And the reason you notice it is because it's embossed with that symbol of the Esoteric Order of Dagon. And it's from Reverend Orne, and it's demanding, they're like, we know that you have the lens. We demand you return it to the Order of Dagon. The Neptune Society stole it from us, and now that you've stolen it from them, we consider it equal theft. We demand its return forthwith. So that's the letter that you find.
I think the lens is somewhere in this building. It seems as though these guys stole it from the Neptune Society. Whoever these guys are, pointing to our jackets.
It's to Reverend Orne.
It's from Reverend Orne of the Esoteric Order of Dagon. Kane.
That's the guy in the newspaper.
Yeah.
Constantine side of the paper. Yeah, all right. Is there anything that would indicate that like a human has been there? We know the office is newer, but is there like a smoking cigar or anything? A drink that's not finished.
Interesting. There is nothing of that nature. It doesn't look like someone was working and is about to come back.
All right.
Or that they've been smoking today in this room.
And is there anything like really shiny on the desk, like maybe a pin or?
Oh, yeah. Now there are very shiny things.
Yeah, I think I'm going to slip something in my pocket in my big new jacket.
I think that's no problem. Your sticky fingers find, let's see, some beautiful brass candle holders that are going to net you a couple pounds.
Put one in each pocket.
Great.
Can I also, would it be a waste of time if I also try to spot hidden? So now, look for like a compartment or something somewhere where they might have hidden the lens?
Each of you has conducted a search at this point, and what I'm going to say is, here's what I'm going to say. You can stay and conduct more searches in this room, but I'm going to make there be a chance that someone comes back or comes into the office. That there are characters in this building. So do you want to take that chance, or
Let's
do you want to
keep
keep
going,
moving?
Dennis.
Yeah, let's keep looking.
All right.
Okay.
Yes, I agree. I don't quite have my best eyes about me today.
So you pass the door on the right with stairs up to the upper level, or you can go down to where there's the next set of 2 doors.
I think we clear this floor before we go to a new floor.
Yeah.
Very good.
Hell yeah.
You are looking into a door on the right that is filled with nothing but shelves and books. They've taken one of these apartments and turned it into a library. It is completely filled with many old bound tomes reaching up to the ceiling. On your left, make a listen roll, Wiggles, and anybody else who would like to. And if you do not pass, you may miss something important.
No, I got a 69. Hell yeah, dude.
I fail as well.
I also fail.
Okay. You're not sure what's going on in the room to the left because the door is shut, but you smell something delicious emanating from that door.
Oh, and can I use library use again just to see even just the general like theme of the books in the room, or like anything that the books might have to tell us?
Don't bother with library use for just a general kind of scoping out. I'll just tell you, but if you want to do a deep dive on the books here, you will need to roll library use. What I will tell you is that you are immediately kind of baffled by the sheer variety of topics on display. Geology, zoology, there is a large occult section. There are books on meteorology. There are books on the history of the Roman Empire, books on the history of London. There are tons of like schematics of sewer systems. This is a library that the people that, run the library at the British Museum would like to get their hands on.
Now, because this is what I always think anytime I enter any room of books filled with books, can I do a spot hidden to see if any of them look like a trigger for a secret passageway?
Naturally.
I think that's
running down, just pulling all of them.
I think that you can do a spot hidden. That will be your search in this room. So would you like to do that?
Yeah, I'll do a spot hidden.
Go for it.
I got a 53. Yeah, 53.
A 53. So you don't find a book that magically opens a secret trapdoor or a secret passage or anything like that, but you do find a book that is a sketchbook that someone has just kind of shoved between all the various volumes, and it's very different from the other books on the shelves. And you see that it contains hand-drawn schematics for something, and that in addition to the hand-drawn schematics, it has strange sketches of robed figures, faceless robed figures in different like poses. They have been beautifully sketched by an artist with a knowledge of foreshortening and perspective and all of that.
Does he open it up? Can I peek over his shoulder?
Yeah, I show it to our resident little creep to see if she has any additional, recognizes anything.
Yeah.
This like 14-year-old girl is so wildly informed about the street. It's so upsetting to me. It's like a child soldier.
Do I recognize these robes?
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Nice.
You do. No need to roll. When you looked through the lens in the first adventure where you had the lens, you saw that, you saw normal London through the lens, but you saw these strange robed figures that seemed to radiate menace. And someone has sketched them into a book alongside these strange technical schematics, which I will say, if you were able to find the machine these schematics are for, you might be able to figure out how to operate it.
This is like Thy Live or something with the lens?
Yes, it's like They Live. Oh, Thy Live. I see what you did there.
Yes. Yeah. Who went to college now, educated boy?
Yes, it is. That's what the lens does, is it kind of puts this other filter on on your vision so that you can see into kind of this twilight realm where these things dwell. And someone has been building some sort of machine that ostensibly has something to do with these creatures. And now, would anybody else like to search in the library?
I'll go library use.
Go for it, Slab. What is Slab's library use skill?
Well, Slab fancies himself a little bit of an intellect because he has glasses.
Yes, you pull out the spectacles that Archibald always told you that you needed to wear. He finally convinced you to purchase them after a while. And how'd you do, my friend?
Oh, wait, I couldn't have rolled 109, so I rolled a 9 then, right?
You rolled a 9.
Yeah.
My God, Slab, it looks like you've learned a little bit from Archibald.
You black out and just have this moment of genius.
What is your total library use skill?
35.
So that is a hard for you, but not an extreme, right?
Yeah, my extreme would be 7. Is that what you mean by extreme, the smallest number?
Yeah. That's right. So you get a hard success, and you find something that you find very interesting. You find a book called Minds of the Lower Orders. Minds, like, thinking minds of the lower orders. And it's kind of an old book on the psychology of animals. And as you're kind of flipping through it, you see a beautifully rendered plate of an orangutan. And you realize,
Start taking my shirt off.
You realize that this book would probably teach you how to handle animals, to train them. And in fact, if you read it later, your character will gain animal handling skill.
Okay, I take that. I put that book in my little satchel or whatever I'm working with over here.
Okay, great. Would anybody else like to search this room?
Yeah. Let's see.
What are you using?
Can I navigate again?
You may not navigate in this room. There are no maps.
I let them go. Okay. Well, this roll's not going to get me anywhere.
Okay, no problem. So if people want to roll again or push the roll, they can. But there's a chance something will change. Someone will show up.
Let's keep exploring. Keep that notebook with you.
Oh, I got it. I think, and also, if someone here has the ability to control animals, that means the people who are here were behind the orangutan attack and kidnapping of your friends.
Yeah, what?
Are you just trying to make me angry?
Is there anything? Is there? I guess this would be another roll. But like, while we're moving to the next room, can I sort of flip through the sketch? There's nothing in the sketchbook or the other book about like why they would have wanted those orphans. Like, why would anyone want orphans? Is what I'm asking.
There's plenty of reasons, Archibald.
There's no mention.
Your macabre machine.
Wiggles has to keep defending her existence to Archibald.
I can't tell you what you'd think.
No mentions of orphans in the sketchbook. So would you like to enter this closed door where the wonderful smells are emanating from on the left, or would you like to keep going?
Someone's in there cooking. You've got to be, but I'm hungry. It's been hours since breakfast.
Don't tell me that, because then I'm going to make you have to roll to avoid going in there. I mean, you are a sticky-fingered orphan child. I mean,
I would like live your truth, Wiggles. Get us some
Is there like a tiny window above this door, or like what's the ceiling like?
The ceiling is quite high above you. This is like even though these are apartments for the rich who have been arrested for owing their creditors, it is an institutional building. So the ceiling's a little too high to kind of be able to just, leap up or do anything with it. The door isn't significantly huge, though. It's like a wooden door. I don't know. It's about 8 feet tall.
So no little window above it to peek in.
No, I'm afraid not. No, there's no little window to look in.
I'm going to resist. Let's come back. Someone's in there for sure. Maybe they'll leave the door open.
Slab has an idea. Slab just opens the door and goes, "Jesus Christ, we're fucking starving out here. What time is lunch?" And just starts.
Okay. That happens.
I'm marching after you.
A woman turns to you. She drops this beautiful roast she's just pulled off of a oven. She screams at the top of her lungs. Ah! And that is going to bring some people. Okay. Suddenly you hear people shouting from various corners of the building because you've disturbed this this chef who is now cowering from you in the corner with like gravy and juices spreading across her floor. Okay, guys, the alarm has been tripped. What are you doing now?
Sorry, my bad on that one.
Is there another door out of this kitchen?
Yeah. So if you go down, like the next door of the set of 2 doors also leads into the kitchen, right? They've like knocked out walls and changed this place in certain ways. So this is all one kitchen now. So you could go, you guys could run through the kitchen, or you could keep running down the hallway.
I'm going to take off and run to go out the other door, not the one we came in, and then keep running and maybe go for the stairs.
Okay. So do you want to go? You want to go back to where you came from, where there were those stairs upwards? Is that what you're telling me?
I want to hit dead in the other way. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the other way, there are many doors down that way. If you'd like to go try that way.
Let's go the other way.
We could also threaten her again, like threaten her as well, like hide somewhere and be like, tell them everything's fine or we'll blow your fucking head off.
You should do that.
Sorry for going full NRA here today, guys, but
well, you know, everything's a target when all you have is a gun, Archibald.
Yes, yeah.
I say we just get the fuck out of this room. But do we scatter or do we stick together? What's
that Gore Vidal quote about Teddy Roosevelt? If you give a sissy a gun, he'll shoot everything.
Here's the situation. The situation is splitting the party is always a really bad idea. Yeah. So, but you are free to do that. I think that right now, though, no listen roll is necessary. You are hearing people shout throughout the building. You're hearing deep male voices grunt and shout. And so I need to know where you are running to, or if you are trying this caper where you scare the woman into submission.
So
let's get the fuck out of here.
Also, once again, I'm sorry to be this gentleman, but perhaps Slab should clock her in the noggin to knock her out on the way out.
Slab already screamed.
But this way she can't tell them which way we went.
Slab puts the roast back on the stove and says sorry, and then turns and follows Wiggle.
All right, well, I follow as well, muttering about how someone should have creamed the wench.
You're all running. Wiggles, where are you going? You're going back to those stairs you saw earlier? You're going
I run out the other door, which we were on the left side in the second door, and I'm going to go further to my left, keep going down to the unexplored doors on this level. Because you don't want to be up or down when it's...
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. What level?
Also, I'm packing my blunderbuss.
You're still on the first floor. You've left the kitchen, and you're now running down the hallway, and you go past a door where you can see like there's like a big hothouse inside with all these plants. You look at like a beautiful bedroom with like a Louis XIV bed. No one's coming out of those doors, but there is a door at the end of the hall. It gets thrown open. And you see a scary looking guy with like a scar on his face come out of there wielding a knife, and he's like, "Oi!" And he sees all of you, and he's standing there in front of the door. And just beyond him, inside the doorway, you can just see like they've knocked out a couple rooms, and there's like a big area in there with weird work tables and things. But first, you got to deal with this guy. So
yeah, we do.
Dude, I just fucking blast him. I immediately blast him.
Okay. Well, okay.
I shoot him.
And the first thing that happens is that Archibald blasts him. Give me that pistol skill, Archibald.
Dude, you gave a sissy a gun. What can I say? Gore Vidal said it himself.
Archibald's narrative for the last 2 minutes of this adventure has been, Slab, knock that woman out. No. Okay. Turning and just shooting someone immediately. Slab, punch that woman in the face. No.
Oh, yeah. I got a 43, and my skill is 50.
Check your pistol skill and please tell me.
Oh, this is blunderbuss, my friend. I'm not.
You were carrying a blunderbuss around?
Yeah, I have. It's in my equipment.
We established last time you guys have a way that Wiggles puts blunderbusses in her back. So
I use mine as a cane sometimes.
do damage. Do the damage.
Can't wait to check that skill next time we play when my character is deceased.
Oh no, I'm bringing these guys back right away as soon as I can.
I got 14.
The man leaves a red cake smear on the wall. Your ball just blew him to smithereens.
That's the most satisfying 0 I've ever rolled in my entire life. And I've rolled a lot of 0s in my life. That's why I'm working in a closet right now.
Roll for career check. Oh,
yeah. Oh, 99.
You hear a voice from inside the room he just came out of going, Nick? Nick?
I'm packing
Nick
my
Yes.
gun again.
I will say, just to keep, this is what Slab would do. I had not stopped running at this point. So I'm just still sprinting at this doorway. Now that there's pink mist where there used to be a person, I'm just going to keep charging through that door. Because I'm hoping to catch whatever's happening unawares.
And as is my strategy always, I am in hot pursuit behind Slab.
I was in front, and so there's splatter of blood on me. I believe
Yes.
I was reaching in my pocket for a rock to throw at this guy, and the blunderbuss just exploded his head. I'm a little shaken and blood splattered, but I have the rock in my hand, and Slab went in first, so I'm going to go behind Slab into the workroom.
How long does it take to reload the
4
blunderbuss?
rounds.
Okay,
4
and
rounds.
I'm also running too.
So you're running while you're reloading. Okay, no problem. Let's see if this if combat immediately continues or if something else happens. Slab and Wiggles, Wiggles, you actually reached there first because, as you said, you were a little bit ahead. You guys look into the room, and there is a scholarly-looking gentleman with a bit of a mad look in his eye.
Professor Spooky.
For who? Professor Spooky. Yes, it is the man you remember.
I just
who
shout that
changed
at him and I point.
Yes.
And then-
Professor Spooky looks at you. Yes, there he is. Constantine Kane, the Swedenborg of crime, turns to stare at you, or as he is otherwise known, alias Professor Spooky, turns to stare at you and he goes, "Oh, bother." And then you notice that what he has been working on is this enormous contraption. It's standing in the middle of this room. This room is some sort of laboratory, okay? Let me describe the laboratory to you. There's like a work table covered in glass cutting tools, various lenses, blades, and grinding devices. There's a work table, another different work table covered with chemical, electrical equipment, and machinery. And then there is our friend Constantine Kane standing in the center of the room over in like a staging area. He has this bulky contraption on top of a velocipede. A velocipede is like a 4-wheel bicycle before there were bicycles. And he is working on this huge contraption which has like a swiveling mechanism. The contraption looks like a mix between a cannon, an old-fashioned camera, and a telescope. The purloined lens you're looking for is clearly perched on the business end of this gun. But it's securely bolted to the machine, and it has other like regular glass lenses around it. The second that Slab and Wiggles come around the corner, he spins it toward you and hits something and like primes something, and it starts to power up. I'm going to say we are still in combat, and I'm going to say that it's going to take him around to power this thing up. So people need to act and act quickly. Let's see. I believe it was, what was our order? But maybe
I'm
this guy might go
next, I
faster.
believe.
Yeah,
This guy has a great dex. This guy goes first. So his action is just going to be to power up the gun. But that means when guns start firing, he's going first of everybody. So this could be bad. Okay. So
It's going to be bad for somebody.
Kane
And it's
goes
either
first.
me or this
It's a
motherfucker.
giant contraption, right? How far away is it from the door?
I'm going to say that it's about 20 feet from the door. Wiggles, then Slab, right? Yep, and then Archibald. Luckily, you have completely murdered all of his lieutenants. You guys have single-handedly beat the living shit out of the entire criminal gang. So now we find ourselves at the climax.
One of us has the courage to use a gun. Thank you very much.
So here we are at the climax, and his action this round will be to power up his gun, and then we go to Wiggles.
Okay, how far can I run in a single action?
I'm going to say that that's sort of dependent on your speed and your dexterity. What is your speed?
Where is my speed?
Is that
It
move
is
rate?
there on the sheet.
Up at
Oh,
the-
sorry,
it's
up at the
move.
top.
I always want to call it speed. Your move rate.
Oh, my move is 8.
Your move is 8. So I'm going to rule that you can
Yeah.
definitely go all the way to the gun if you want, or
Yeah.
you can
I'm
get
coming
behind
for
one of the
him.
tables.
I
Okay.
see it. I've got the rock in my hand, and I just start sprinting full speed towards Professor Spooky. No! And I'm gonna run as fast as I can, and then just like throw. I'll like jump it into him. Just
You're
try
going
and
to jump
body
into
check
him. Oh, awesome. Okay, give me a fighting roll.
Okay. Can I spend 10 luck?
You may. 10 is the most you may spend, but you
I
can
will
spend
spend
10 luck.
10 luck to finally succeed on a roll for the first time.
Okay, he's going to attempt his dodge for the round. Because everybody gets a dodge sometimes when they're attacked. Let's see how he does. He fails his dodge. And so Wiggles smacks into his legs and pulls him off the gun, and they go flopping down onto the hard concrete floor of the laboratory. And now it is Slab's turn. Oh, by the way, the gun, with Constantine Kane not operating it, still is emanating a hum like, and something has lit up on the back of it. Slab, your turn.
So I'm going to roll my dexterity check to see if I can pop my shirt off in one try.
Okay.
Important here.
And your new jacket.
Yeah, I fully succeed. Whatever it is, difficult succeed even on
Oh,
my
great.
shirt
The
pop.
shirt
So
goes
stand
off
by.
again.
Shirt gets
Woo!
popped.
Yeah. So
All right.
appropriate in Victorian society.
I start charging over towards Professor Spooky. I'm very inspired by my teammate Wiggles for literally pulling a full-on slab in this combat. So I scream, "Professor Spooky!" and come charging in right after to fucking brawl with this dude.
Okay, great. Well, he's on the ground with Wiggles on top of him, so it's not too hard to hit him.
Yeah.
Give me a fighting roll.
Yeah, I hit him, of course.
Okay, great. And do your damage. Do your damage.
While I'm like, let's just for flair, I'm stomping on him, like whatever part of him is exposed.
Jesus
I come
Christ.
over to stomp wherever I can, and I scream to Archibald, I'm like, "The gun!" Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, yeah, there it is. Maximum damage, 7 damage.
That's incredible.
Motherfucker.
That's truly incredible. 7 damage. Oh, he needs to make a roll right now. Guys, you have just knocked out Constantine Kane, the Swedenborg of crime. You've knocked him out. He's completely unconscious. You did more than half his HP damage in one hit by stomping him on the head.
So that makes you the Swedenborg of crime, I think.
The gun
That's a
continued.
title that passes down. Like the Master Wand.
How smart could he be if he was this easy to beat up?
Could
But
only be one.
now the gun is like lighting up, and now like you see a thin like beam of light hitting the first of like the weird lenses. And remember, the big magical lens is kind of front and center on the tip of the gun. So here we are, Archibald. It is your turn.
So, can I make it? It's pointed at the doorway, right?
It is. It is.
Can I make it into the room and like like if the gun is like this, can I veer into the room out of the path of it and like make it around to the side?
What
Let's
was your
find
hand
out.
doing?
Like this is the gun. This is the gun aiming down, and I wanted to like veer in around.
Let's find out if you can
Is
do
this the
it. I think
bird's
that's
eye
gonna
for
be
us? I don't know. What
Yeah. This is bird's eye. Yeah.
a dexterity roll because if you miss this, it's going to let loose. its
Blast me
prey
into
and
pieces.
yeah.
I rolled a 3.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You not only like slide into the room right before the thing fires, but you kind of like do a cartwheel and land like right beside it. Then,
right after I cartwheel, I look at them and I go, I swear to God, I am crippled. I'm not lying. And then I like cough into my bloody hanky.
the device fires. It fires at an empty doorway, but it does not blast anything. It suddenly creates a hole in space. The hole wobbles and ripples and begins getting bigger and bigger, and you can see kind of a darkness beyond it, a world that looks like yours but is shadowy and lacks the color your world has. And as you watch, a strange figure begins to creep toward this opening in space-time. It's got long skeletal hands and tattered yellow robes. And as you look upon it, everybody must make a sanity roll. Can I see it? Clinton Trucks. There it is. Oh my God. Holy shit. Let's see here. Yes, make your sanity roll.
Wilma Wiggles doesn't pass.
Uh-oh.
And if Slab was ever sane, he just lost his sanity.
Oh boy, this could be bad. And then how did you do, my friend Archibald Fredericksham?
I got a 52. So if I'm trying to roll over, we all go insane and then die. But if it's like a regular check, I made it.
You made it. You made it. So Archibald, you're okay, but your friends have just taken some sand loss, and I'm going to roll their sand loss for them. Both of you have just seen the laws of space-time suspended, and Wiggles, this is especially terrifying for you because you've seen these creatures, but they used to be on the other side of the veil, and this one is coming into your world. Wiggles, you lose 3 sanity, and Slab, you lose 2 sanity. Wow. You guys really dodged a bullet there because I was rolling. No, I was rolling a D8. So things turned out very well for you. You're both like, ah, but it's not too bad yet. And the thing is currently like creeping out of the portal, and we are. I think that Fredericksham, you just moved, really.
Yeah, that was not my full turn, right?
Yeah, so yeah, you may continue your turn. I kind of stuck the turn of the gun in there in between your turns. So go ahead. What would you like to do now that you're at the gun?
So is there like a switch or a button or like what is the thing on the gun?
Hold the lens.
You can try several things. You could try mechanical repair or operate heavy machinery, but lacking any skill in any of those, I'll need a hard intelligence roll to shut down the gun.
Okay. How does this sound? The lens is made of crystal.
It's made of a lilac or like rose-colored crystal. Yes.
Oh, and you said I can do an intelligence check as well.
A hard intelligence check to figure out how to shut it down.
Okay, well, I'd pull my flintlock pistol out, put it right next to the lens, and then just blast the lens into pieces.
No! We're supposed to be returning this lens, Archibald.
While I scream, there's a reasonable explanation for all of this.
Okay, here's what happens.
I have to pee so bad.
Then John, if you may go pee, and we've gone a little over today. So I understand, I appreciate everybody staying to find the horrifying conclusion that Will Weldon has just inflicted on all of you. But if you need to take a short break and come right back, please do that. I am going to say what happens here. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. How much damage do you do? Actually, I want the gun skill, but you're gonna hit no matter what. But I just want to see how you do on your firearms roll.
Okay, I'm actually not very good with handguns. Oh, you know what? I rolled an 18 though.
Okay, great. That's a great hit.
I've been rolling. That seems like a good roll for a bad decision.
Okay.
The tone I'm getting.
So what happens is, and I'll tell these guys when they come back because they're going to be kind of baffled by it anyway. The ball from your gun goes into like this lens where like this weird ray is emanating out of it, and it disappears. And then after the ball goes into where the lens is shooting out this ray, the ball disappears, and then I want everybody to roll luck.
Oh, Christ. I got a 30 against 21.
I thought in my head 25, and then I rolled 25.
Okay, so
Great.
John, we're all rolling our luck right now. So both of you have succeeded at your roll of your luck, right? Trying to roll under our luck.
No, I failed.
Oh, you failed.
Yeah, I failed.
Okay.
I have my luck is 60 and 65.
Jesus.
I don't remember. Hold on, sorry.
You're probably down to
60.
You probably 65 because you raised it. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's why. But I rolled a
5.
six. I rolled a 68 anyway. Then.
So you failed as well.
Yeah.
Here's what happened. Archibald Fredericksham fired his blunderbuss into the lens. The ball entered where this ray was emanating, and it disappeared from our reality. And then the spatial anomalies made it fire from a different, like, out of, like, the portal. Like, it just fires back into the room.
That's
The
great.
two of you that missed your luck get hit by the ball. Both of you do. How much damage does the pistol do?
I actually don't know. It wasn't properly added to my
It's
inventory.
1d10 plus 1.
I'm going to roll that for you.
Or probably 1d10 plus damage bonus.
Okay, gentlemen, this is how much damage you're about to take. I think that Archibald takes it first.
I'm extremely dead.
1d10 plus what, Becca?
Damage bonus, I assume?
Oh, not for a gun. I think it's
Oh,
just
I rolled plus 1. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think it does do +1. So 5 damage to Archibald Fredericksham.
All right, that's half.
And only 2 damage to Slab Harrington. I can't believe that. I need you to make a Constitution roll, Archibald.
And that's low. That we know is low.
I rolled a 30. Oh my god.
Is that a success?
Yes.
Oh, Archibald.
Yeah, it's literally just a success.
You don't pass out. Archibald, an entire pistol shot or a rifle shot has gone through your body. And you have a hole in your body right now. It hit Slab after you hit you, but I guess it had lost some momentum at that point. But the final thing that happens is that the machine also kind of like gets like wobbled off of it, like this weird like swivel he was putting it on, and it smashes to the ground, and the portal shuts. But that thing is standing outside, and it's moving toward all of you. The portal is shut, but the creature, the thing from beyond, is still in the room with you. You're all still conscious. Let's go back to the beginning of the initiative order. Wiggles, what do you do?
I want to scream the highest pitch, most unnerving note I could possibly create with my intense skill at singing.
Very good, Wiggles. Give me that singing roll. Who lost the most sanity? I believe it was Wiggles, right? Yes, it was. Okay, go ahead, Wiggles.
I got a hard success on my unnerving pitch. roll.
A hard success. Okay, so you scream and you basically look. I know what you were trying to do. You were trying to kind of intimidate the thing using your singing skill.
I'm trying to melt its brain with my voice.
But according to my notes, these things are drawn to extreme emotion. You are not only the character who lost the most sanity in the sanity roll that occurred earlier. You're also the character who's currently screaming at the top of her lungs and doing something emotional by singing. The creature. Oh shit! Okay, the creature approaches you, and is it its turn yet? Look, guys, I swear to you, it's almost over. I swear to you.
Maybe it'll know that I didn't directly go for it.
Slab has a 50 index. I know I'm after Wiggles. Am I before Yellow Man here?
Let's see. You are not.
Can I tell you the word that I high pitched sang? It was
Nice knowing you.
Cathot
At least you got no parents.
Cathot Aquadingen. So you muttered the title of the strange tome you found in your last adventure. The creature still approaches you. It puts its strange skeletal hands into your skull, and now we are doing a power versus power contest. I need you to roll your power, and it will roll its power as it puts its hands into your skull.
Maybe I like it. Maybe it gives me more power.
Maybe.
Yeah. Hard success.
It does not get a hard success. You beat it. This is incredible.
Yeah, more.
Oh, this is incredible. Wait. You drained 7 magic points from it. Bring your magic points up by 7.
Oh my god!
Somehow, Wiggles, your soul was stronger than this strange apparition. I don't know if it was the singing or the chanting, the title of a book you found. But either way, when you scream and this thing puts its hands into you, it suddenly pulls back, and you see that it's like a little bit more transparent after it pulls back, and then it becomes fluttering away, and it flutters over to the wall and goes through the wall and is gone. And it is somewhere out there in the night. But it is now time for us to go into epilogue mode.
Before we do that, I sit down and start softly weeping.
No problem.
Yeah.
The rest of the place is easy for you to explore because you have killed all of your opposition. You have the Swedenborg of crime in your custody. Like every great villain I ever designed for a role-playing game, he was knocked out before getting to speak.
Ross had to draw this guy, and he didn't even get one line.
Your incredible strategy of just shooting the gun is it worked out for you. I thought it might kill you. It didn't kill you. And so I want to know what you do. Do you try to return Kane to the authorities? You do have the lens.
Why don't we take Kane and the lens back to the Neptune Society and interrogate him there?
No, we got to take him straight to the Tower of London because you know what? This was definitely the guy who left those flowers and stole the object. We can get £1,000.
Ooh, sounds like 2 birds for 1 stone. I like your style, Wiggles.
You know, when there's rocks and stones and pebbles involved, I'm on the case.
And I know £1,000 comes out to at least 1,000 pints. So let's get on the piss, mate.
Okay.
Can I have one?
So you go. So
I slap your hand away.
She's like a magic being, and we still can't respect her. She's like soul bounded with a fucking ephemeral being, and you and I are like, leave us alone.
Well, we need her sober.
So, yes, you're going to turn Kane over to the authorities. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. And say that we want our prize money.
Very
Prize
good.
money. Reward.
Whatever, same difference.
Excuse my friend. She's used to only carnival games and such.
You go to the police, and the Queen sends her own investigators. And in the hothouse in Fleet Prison, they find that there are many Rothschild orchids that have been grown. That matches a clue. They also find the crown jewels in a room in the commons section of the prison, locked up tight. They also find that you have mercilessly mowed through 5 men, murdering or fatally injuring them. They find a room that used to be used by an orangutan. Yes, everything about your very strange story checks out.
Was that the elegant bedroom?
No, it wasn't the elegant bedroom. He was not having coitus with the ape, if that is your question. But the final, this is going to be our final roll for today. And the lens, of course, you get back. Are you taking it to the Neptune Society or to the Order of Dagon?
Yeah, no, we smuggle it out and take it to Neptune.
Captain Middlemass is my man.
That was the job.
So, do you get the prize money? I don't know. I mean, basically, you didn't find the crown jewels. You just told the authorities to go look. And, the authorities aren't always the best people. But as many things go in this period in London, it's all about how much class you have. And so, as he's being interrogated, Archibald Fredericksham is going to have to roll his credit rating. And if he succeeds, then they are going to believe your crazy story and say that yes, patrician from a good family was the one who saved everyone and brought in this horrible criminal. And if you fail, they're going to say, yes, your family, they've fallen on hard times, and we'd rather say that the Metropolitan Police got to the bottom of this. Roll your credit rating.
Roll to 3, baby.
That is a critical hit. You earned the £1,000 reward. Your credit rating of all 3 of you goes up by 1d10. You can roll it right now.
Oh my god.
4.
I got 4.
Go ahead and add another for Archibald and Slab. Go ahead and add a number. Double that.
I also had a previous check credit rating as well.
Well, we'll look at that later. But for now, you all get +8 credit rating, and Archibald Fredericksham and Slab Harrington become. Oh, and Wiggles. I mean, Wiggles is part of the team now too. Become the Crown's official detective investigators.
Dude, I rolled so well this game. I'm so fucked the next time we play.
That's how luck works.
Jesus Christ.
As Wiggles learned, she kills an orangutan with 1 shot, and in this, she almost fucking dies dancing and whistling.
Look, somewhere in the Tower of London, Constantine Kane is sitting in a cell awaiting execution. Because back then, they executed for this kind of thing.
For everything.
And just by way of epilogue, I'll have you know that he's sitting in the cell and he's scrawling something into the wall when they come for him. And it is a W, an I, a G, L, E, S. He can only think about the only mastermind to have ever bested him, the orphan Wilma Wiggles. Yes. Finally, final scene. Captain Middlemass places the lens back on its little holder in the now completely rebuilt and cleaned Neptune Society. And he goes, "Gentlemen, I knew I could count on you. Now this very dangerous magical artifact is back in our possession, where probably nothing will ever happen to it again."
I pull on his coat, said, "Captain, I did most of the work. All he did was shoot some people, and he threw his whole body on some people." And
That's very nice, Wiggles, but don't make up stories. I know your sex is prone to doing that.
I'm sharing a bottle of ether with Middlemass. The three fine gentlemen are all huffing ether.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
I crawl under the conference table.
Have any more of those soft-boiled eggs, Middlemass?
I'll have Mrs. O'Berry prepare some right now. And so soft-boiled eggs land in front of our heroes. and they disgustingly eat them while high on ether, egg pieces falling all over the floor. What? Go ahead.
I carved the word spooky underneath the too.
Yeah.
And that is where we will end for today. A full half hour later, but none the worse for wear. I thank you guys so much. That was a lot of fun. You were amazing.
That was a lot of thank you.
We had to get to the art that had been created specifically for this adventure.
Hey, you know what? That art is by the very talented Ross Bryan, who does a lot of our streams. And if we ever don't get to his art, we will find another place to use it. Would it be so funny if you guys were like in the middle of running down a hallway? I was like, okay, you're in the laboratory because we're not going to get there.
In this room, you see a drawing of a guy in a yellow cloak. It looks like this. Okay, have a good week. See you next Sunday.
So your group is really fun to play with. You guys do so well, and you're so like it's so incredible how well you just smash these last two scenarios. But I am often concerned about whether we will see anything that I wrote or worked on. Here's what I'm going to offer to you right now. I know that we've gone a little over. If people can stay, I will let them level up now. If you need to roll, no harm done. We'll level up off screen or next time you play, because I would love, of course, to have all of our friends here back. So can people stay for a second, or do you have to split?
I can level up.
My whole Sunday.
Let's do it, baby. Let's start with Archibald Fredricksham. Where do you have checks?
Credit rating.
Great. Well, it already went up by 8, so let's see if it goes even higher.
What a fucking funny ass. Like, I gained a level and my credit rating goes up. This game is insane.
Yeah, I got a 74.
So you succeeded. Yeah, add another D10 to it.
I got a 9.
Well, that's amazing. So your character, what is his credit rating at now?
48. So
it started at like 40, right?
Yeah, it went up 17.
Oh, wow. No, it must have started. Where did it start? Because you got
I had a 20.
9.
Yeah, 9. It added a 9 and an 8 this game. Oh, sorry, 17. Sorry.
Okay. Well, as long as it's much higher, that shows that your character has gone up in the world. People know his name, and they think that he is a man who can be trusted and a man of class and distinction.
They no longer discuss my uncle in the same breath as they discuss me.
That's exactly right. Yes, you are making your own reputation for yourself. Slab, what did you check?
I have stealth and fighting checked.
Oh, great. Okay, let's roll for stealth. Try to roll over your stealth.
I did.
Great. Add a D10.
Okay, 2. 42.
Okay. Yes, Call of Cthulhu, the game that makes the player feel powerful. And let's roll for that fighting. Now, that's going to be a tough one to roll over. Let's see.
Yeah, I've gotten a check every game and haven't gone up yet. Nope, never mind. 72.
Okay, no problem. One thing I will say is that when a character gets to 90% in a skill, they gain like 2d6 sanity because they feel so good about themselves for having done that. So we will continue to see if
must be nice.
Goes up.
One more thing, Jared. I'd like to, as part of my leveling up, I'd like to read the book on how to become an animal handler. Add a facet to my personality and powers.
That sounds like a great idea. Here we go. Give me an intelligence roll, or no, give me a read English roll first. Its own language. O-W.
Yeah. I pass by a little bit.
Give me an intelligence roll to see if you understand what you found therein.
I got critical fail. I have an aneurysm reading the book.
Critical failure?
I rolled a 98, yeah.
Then I am going to give you 5% animal handling.
Cool.
You would have gotten more if you'd understood a lot of it, but Slab, he never cared much for book learning, but maybe he's changing. Yeah. 5% in your animal handling, and maybe next time there'll be another opportunity to improve that. Is Wiggles? What did you check?
Well, I got a real hard check on listen, and then I think I also got one for throw when I broke the bottle in psychology, and then fighting when I took down Kane.
Okay, I believe you. I believe you on all of those things. Okay. So here we go. Let's try to roll over your listen.
Okay, for listen. Okay. So we're rolling over, huh?
Yeah. What is it?
Hold on, I need to talk to my dice a little. Let me get the other ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Didn't get listen, but let's see about psychology.
What's your current?
Oh, my listen was at 65.
Okay. And then what's your, I think we said throw and fighting. Did I tell you to check psychology? Yeah, I did. Go ahead.
Okay, psychology. Nope.
Okay.
Throw. Okay, roll higher this time. Oh yeah, we got it. Okay, so roll a d10.
That's right.
That was, okay, it's a 2.
Yep.
We are slightly more accurate at throwing.
I also had intimidation and firearm blunderbuss to check. I was just going one by one.
Oh, no problem. Let's do those for Archibald, and then our characters will be fully outfitted.
Well, for intimidation, I rolled a 2, so never mind.
Mm-hmm.
And blunderbuss, Jesus, I rolled a 38, so that I also did not succeed on.
Can I roll for when I took him down by the legs?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll the fighting. Yeah, go for it.
Nope, didn't get it. Okay, good day.
We learned nothing.
No, well, maybe you didn't. I mean, how much do you learn about successful firearm shooting from point blank blasting a
surprised man?
How
guys,
easy it is.
Your characters have now leveled up. You're in a new place than you were 4 sessions ago. And you've been so incredible. We're going to have these characters back before too many years pass in the world of the Neptune Society. But thank you again, Jon Gabrus, Will Weldon, and Becca Scott. Thank you for joining the society, and we will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. I'm going to hang out for a minute. If people have comments or questions, I am open to hearing them. In the meantime, I'm just going to remind you, we have another session of Vampires of Pittsburgh coming this Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, and things are really crazy in our Vampire the Masquerade Vampires of Pittsburgh game right now. Thomas Middleditch's character, Miles Vanderbuck, just took a very, very dangerous action in the middle of a nest of anarchs, and huge terrible consequences are going to fall on him this Wednesday. So please check out that show, and please follow us on all of the social media platforms, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all of those things, so you know when we're doing extra games like our Blood and Glass, our team up with the Glass Cannon guys, where we're playing Blades in the Dark currently. Follow us on Twitter. You just saw that there on the screen. And check out those Gen Con games. Go to the Gen Con website. I think it's just gencon.com, and get a free ticket so that you can view or just let everybody know what you're viewing, that you enjoy our stream, and that it's something that you like to watch, because that matters, and we'd appreciate it if you did that. I think that's all I have for y'all. Oh, I want to mention that we had artwork by Ross Bryant, and also Warbird. Warbird is the handle of the guy that did our incredible theme song, and you can check out more of Warbird's music on SoundCloud.com. Not a question. I had a nightmare the other day, zombie apocalypse style. For some reason, Jared was there narrating the action. This stream is going strange places. Mr. Bone, you may have been reacting to how Warbird actually put my voice into the new music he created for Neptune Society. When you hear that, Cthulhu for Dragon, like in his song, listen carefully for it. You're hearing my voice that he's kind of altered. So just to let you know, Mr. Bone, that is a subliminal signal we are sending you to kill a specific person. I'm not going to share that with you because then I would be liable, but it is a Manchurian Candidate situation. And I'm glad to hear that it's working and finally giving you the nightmares that we intended it to. Okay. Oh, yeah. So is that apparition loose in the world still? Not only is it loose in the world still, I am definitely going to bring it back. I thought that the players did an excellent job today, but they, a party of players either approaches things from super smart strategic point of view, or they start fighting and killing and punching. And tonight our party was they were a war party, and they went in and they started killing and punching and shooting. Archibald had the schematics for that device. He could have carefully shut it down, but he decided to blow a hole in it. So I tried to make there would be consequences for that. One was that they got shot, although that didn't kill them. And the other is that the creature is still loose in the world, and I'm definitely bringing it back. Okay, I think that's it. So I really love that you guys spend this time with us every Sunday, especially when we go a bit over like this. We really are trying to grow this stream. So the only thing I'll ask is please tell your friends that are into this kind of thing to watch our stream. Talk about it on forums if you're ever in a place where you're kind of sharing your likes and hobbies with other people, and join our Facebook group, Stream of Blood Facebook group, and talk to me. I'm on there every day now. I post something every day asking people what they think about H.P. Lovecraft's writings, favorite vampire movies, you name it. So please get on there and have a conversation with me, because I'm lonely in the quarantine and I need your help. Okay, that's it. Until next time. Shub Nagrath, Cthulhu Fatagan. Bye-bye.